I'm watching on Super Bowl night 3 of the New Smyrna World Speedway World Series of Asphalt 2026, and they are fucking repairing a race car body panel and replacing it with a piece of a Amazon cardboard box and some racing tape. Oh my god. That is a literal cardboard box
like I said,
piece.
for effort on trying to get that car piece back together, and who knows, it could definitely work. And, if you're chasing the points championship, every position matters, every point matters, and after a good start to the week, Cole will be definitely in the hunt for that World Series.
I would not be allowed in the Cup Series, repairing it with cardboard.
Josh Stotty also involved in that incident.
Oh man, this wreck, it sent us under red fucking flag though. Oh shit.
As well as the front nose, you can see the team.
Fuck the Super Bowl though.
A lot of cars, unfortunately, picking up some damage here in this first big incident of the night.
Scotty was running in 7th position before the accident, but he would have been up inside the top 5 with Lopez and Casagrande involved.
Thank God for NASCAR, hey?
And it was the 2 drivers side by side on the front stretch, and Casagrande kind of slid up in front of him down in turn 1 and maybe slowed his pace a little more, but Lopez didn't do him any favors either. Got into the back end and collected several very good race cars, some of them veterans, some of them champions, as they continue to work on the Stotty 17.
Speaking of champions, got a note from our pal Connor Sullivan. Wish you were down here to celebrate your birthday with us, Connor.
Coming up in a couple days.
That's right. But he reminded me that Rafael Lessard, the 2025 American Canadian Tour champion. So despite the fact that he kind of disappeared from the American racing scene for a couple of years, still very successful up in his home country of Canada. So looking to build on that record of success again down here. And good early start. We'll have to see how this next restart plays out. But boy, that outside lane on the initial start really played that one just right. And the drivers outside of row 2 and 3 on that initial start just 5 laps ago, running first and second.
602 Modifieds coming up next for their feature, followed by the Sportsman, and then the E-Mods are racing tonight. So a couple divisions we see for the first time this week in the 602 Mods and E-Mods. Later this week, final 3 or 4 nights of the week, we'll get to see the Florida Modifieds. Full-time division here at the racetrack. We've seen a lot of them over the years, the veteran-laden division. And then they all build up, and many of them will be competing on Saturday of next week. May have make an appearance in a big field expected for next Saturday's World Series closer. Brody Monahan leading the way, 5 laps in, they're getting the field realigned, and this time they will double it up. There's Cole Roby, winner from 2 nights ago, heading back to the track, Bob.
Is that the guy with the cardboard?
Bob Redmay caught up in that wreck, and this is not the way we wanted to see each other for the first time during speedway. We're going to see what happened in that.
It looked like maybe the 6 car got into 96, they got spinning. I got into somebody and knocked the hood up, and then next thing I know, got into the 9 car. He didn't stop, I couldn't see him, and ran right into the side of him. So, pretty good hit for all of us. I know a bunch of torn up parts. Good race car tonight. I felt like real happy with qualifying. We don't normally run the pros to come out here and bring it out. We haven't ran this car much. Pretty old car, but Bobby Sears has us good fast cars, and we were looking forward to getting to finish a race, but it didn't happen.
Hopefully we'll see him the rest of the week, and of course he's got a Superman model as well.
Brad May, on start to the week. He's been
Fuck.
fast. Just hasn't been able to put it together in races. A lot of bad luck, and that's the case for a lot of drivers.
Fuck, that was a big wreck that I missed recording.
5 down, 55 to go. The leader is Monahan. Chooses the outside lane.
Restart. This would be night 3 during the 2026 racing season, stock car racing season for the World Series of Asphalt. Sorry, I'm trying to get a fucking box set up so I can... And this is a fucking box. Okay, there we go, there we go.
Looking to the inside of the 08 car of Nick Noggle.
Connor Jones up to 6th at the line that time. Noggle takes the position back away on the backstretch. But Jones
We're just gonna record this for however long it
for quite a while. Has a bit of World Series experience.
takes to do this.
Challenging trying to get up into the top 5.
And we're gonna do live reactions because as of recording this is live. As you can see by the live right there in the corner, and the Flow Racing logo right there.
A lot of success here, but has had a lot of rough luck here the last couple of years. Looking to get that luck pointed back in the right direction. There's Jared Butcher in the number 54 car, the younger brother of reigning ASA Stars National Tour champion Butcher, in that bright red number 54 car.
Connor Jones, the Pro Late Model champion, in fact, back in 2023, has claimed wins. See some smoke coming out of one of our cars back there, and it's again butting head. That's happened a couple times, and could he be putting some liquid down, or was that just the 42 getting out of shape?
Ooh, we don't know.
Save right there, and that's the big question right now. Was that just
And again,
getting loose, or is there some
as of
fluid on the
recording
racetrack?
this racing at New Smyrna Speedway is live on February 8th, 2026. It is Super Bowl Sunday night, and we are instead reacting to, because we are a NASCAR addict, a live viewing of February 8th, 2026's Night 3 of the New Smyrna Speedway World Series of Asphalt, Night 3 of 9.
20th position, former pro truck driver here at the World Series, making the leap into the Pro Late Model for the first time here in 2026.
Scanmar Field has been raced by the grandstands at New Smyrna Speedway. Cars all the way around this track again. Still a big field despite that crash out of turn 2. A number of cars were fixed, a number weren't too bad, and we still got a lot of race cars on the track currently. There's the leader, Brody Monahan. He's run the World Series in Pro Late Model full-time competition for the last 2 years. He's had a couple of top 5 points runs. He's had a good start to the week as far as speed goes. At Westcott direct 2 nights ago. This is a battle between the 08 of Nicholas Noggle, the 54 of Jared Butcher. Noggle up to 5th, Butcher back to 6th.
Connor Jones is trying to figure out which one of these drivers is going to prevail in this battle and which one he could possibly follow through. Couldn't quite follow Nick Noggle underneath Jared Butcher right there, but the 44 car going to try to dip to the inside. Maybe a little contact there off of turn 4, maybe a little more at the start-finish line.
Connor Jones, the run to the inside lane. The momentum won't quite be there to make the pass of the 54 of Butcher. Butcher running in 6th position, leading 17 laps now early on in this race. And I think Butcher just a little bit off setup-wise right now for the 54.
Yeah, that car looking a little darty here in the early going as Connor Jones still putting some pressure as they work their way through some traffic. Ooh, I thought Connor was going to try to make it 3 wide there with that slow car to the inside, but wisely rolled out of it there and fell back in line as they've kind of given up a little bit of ground there. Noggle stretching that advantage out over this battle for position.
Connor Jones, when he gets a run to the inside, his car just doesn't seem to be able to keep the momentum up he needs running the bottom lane to make a bold pass and get by the car in front of him. And we know Butcher is hanging on right now. He's unable to keep it on the bottom lane. He's been skating up the banking a little bit. Car looks a little on the free side going through the corners as Connor Jones makes another run on Jared Butcher.
It looks like Connor really needs to get up a little wider arc in and off of these corners to get that momentum built up, and he's not been able to do it. And Butcher's just fast enough to keep him behind. And once again, Connor Jones going to drop in behind that 54 car, make another run at it off of turn 2 and down the backstretch.
I mean, Butcher was way up in the 3rd lane over in turn 2 that time, was able to stay on the hammer coming out of the corner, didn't lose a lot of ground. This time, Jones, a better run, and if he sends it off fairly deep in turn number 1, will be able to make the move. Side by side, they battle for position. Jones on the inside, taking the 6th spot away from Jared Butcher.
21 laps in the books, 39 to go, approaching the midway point here. The question is can Connor Jones now reel back in Nicholas Noggle? Nick has driven away about half a straightaway advantage over this battle for position.
Connor Jones definitely will be able to pull away from Butcher now. We are closing on the halfway mark.
Yeah, whoa. That is going to be some tough halfway marks. And what we're smoking tonight, by the way, boys and girls, we're smoking this shake.
2 seconds now over Rafael Lassard. And we have yellow on the race.
Whoa!
For the 50 of Pulaski.
Right in front of that battle for position right there. Pulaski's had an adventurous week, involved in a couple of incidents.
Wow.
Here on
Holy
Friday
fucking
night.
shit.
Looks like that car got sideways off of turn 2. Don't see any
At least it
damage,
wasn't
maybe just scuffed
like
up
the
that
wreck
left
from
rear
fucking
quarter.
earlier.
So Pulaski, very little experience.
And we
in
got
racing,
four
but he is a
four
49
feature
years old.
races tonight.
Getting into the racing pro late
Four
model world.
feature races
Also runs
tonight.
some ARCA races in 2026 for Scott Melton. He's had some spins. Had the crash on practice day,
I
Thursday,
just got to
where a car had spun back into the wall
grab a
in turn
tray.
number 1, and Pulaski came down and
Yeah.
nowhere to go, ran into the side of it. And this is a backup car for Pulaski. Earlier in this race, Brandon Lopez involved in a crash as he and Casagrande got together running inside the top 5. Bob is with him.
Yeah, bad rating for Brandon Lopez. What happened up there?
Well, it really started on the initial start. Race control has kind of had an issues getting those restarts down right this week. I thought that outside guy jumped the start there. I thought they were going to call it back. That's why y'all saw me lose a couple car lengths there in the beginning. But then we raced on and started to get the flow going. And the 96 ran in and doored the crap out of me in turn 1 and then used me up in turn 3 again. And we drove down into 1 here, and he was holding me out to the 3rd groove, so I had to let off as he
He's
slid
like
across my nose and
like a little
had to turn down.
tray
and,
or something.
Get back to the gas, or else we'd get train wrecked. And he just parked it on my nose, and yeah, y'all saw what happened. I mean, nothing we could really do there, but it just sucks because these guys brought me such a fast race car. We work really hard on our stuff. We know what it takes to make $1 to be able to build race cars like this and come down here for a week at a time. So it just sucks to get it into like that. So hopefully, looks like just suspension. So we'll get it back together tonight, and we'll be back out tomorrow to fight for it again.
Bad break for Brandon Lopez. This car has been very quick. And
Wow.
so they're already making repairs to this race
Wow.
car. It's parked in the infield. And
That race car is
really just
destroyed.
some
They might not
suspension
get that
valves and
fixed
some
in
body
time
panels on this
to
number 6
finish
Pro
tonight's
model.
race.
So they're getting ready to race once again here tomorrow night.
When you talk about the points,
Yep, all you can do is get ready for tomorrow night.
Opening night. Tonight was probably
And
in
keep
line for
on
another good
drinking
run.
the
Started
Mountain
on the front
Dew,
row of
Baja
the event.
Blast, and Baja Cabo
And
Citruses.
Obviously mentioned the problem on the start. He felt that maybe the car on the outside went a
I
little
think
sooner.
though
so
for the
he
next one, I'm
didn't
going to
go.
have.
That cost him even more as far as the opening start goes. I think you're going to get one mulligan this week, at least, in the
Based
pro
on
late
what we've
models.
seen.
Yeah. Usually the champion gets one at most. You might be able to get 2 mulligans this week in pro late models. It's that kind of a start for the class.
Ow.
I think the real bummer is, as I mentioned earlier, Kyle Benjamin, a young man that we followed along from as a early teenager, and kind of came in with some high hopes. He's in a good race car, and he's got just a real positive attitude, despite not being in a competitive racing situation for several years, and highly anticipated return, and he just has not had any luck whatsoever. As we double up here at the Choose, we should be back to Green Flag Racing here in just a couple of laps.
Well, Brody Monahan is the leader of the race, and he has chosen the inside lane, putting Rafael Lassard outside. Vito Cancilla officially in 3rd spot, now moves to the outside lane in the money spot. I'm interested to see what that 27 car can do now. It was fast, finished on the podium for the 14-year-old on Friday night. He's having another good run at it outside of row 2.
Lassard was able to really keep the momentum up in the 48 car to the outside on that last restart. Let's see if he's able to do the same on this restart and maybe snatch that lead away for Brody Monahan. 1 to go. Given, not given, I don't believe, at the start-finish line this time. Lane choice always interesting, particularly for the front row. Again, a couple of different schools of thought here, particularly in the crate engine classes. You need to get that momentum up, and it's easier to get the momentum in that top groove, but that bottom lane does determine when the corner starts, and as we've said, kind of tongue-in-cheek for the last couple of years, 8 tires tend to corner better than 4, so Brody Monahan selecting that inside lane. And there's Ralph Miller with the one to go this time around. So we'll go back. Green flag racing, Adam. 37 laps yet to go. Quickly approaching the midway point here, and hopefully we can stack together another pretty solid green flag run here and close in on the finish. So Brody Monahan, Rafael Lessard up on the front row. Vito Cancilla and Jaden Johnson there in row 2. There's Jaden in the black and orange, number 8. Row number 2. Pace car down on pit road, coming back to green. Monahan
Restart.
Johnson doesn't go, so that's going to
Whoa.
set the field up a little bit behind.
Oh, the field got stacked up there.
Turn 1.
With 37 to go.
Monahan slides it sideways, bottom of the racetrack, almost rotated too well in the inside lane. We've seen a couple drivers slide around against the bottom of turn 1, which isn't the preferred groove, and man, some contact between the top two. Lessard will lead at the line and might be able to make the pass of Monahan. Will he slide on the inside lane here? No, he keeps traction and fights back for the number 1 spot.
A lot of experience behind the wheel of the number 48 car, and he is using every bit of it, trying to snatch that lead away. But here comes Monahan. He's going to use that preferred groove there to the bottom side of the racetrack, and he's going to slide up across the nose of Rafael Lessard and retake the lead here to complete lap 25.
I feel like the next yellow flag, if there is one, and he is leading, he will choose the outside lane. He struggled a little bit making it happen there. I think the outside is the place to be, especially the way the cars seem to be handling down in turns 1 and 2 on the bottom lane. We look a little further back in the field. The 54 car of Jared Butcher racing with Casagrande, who's making a little rally through the field.
I think Jared Butcher, one of the cars that kind of got caught out there on that restart. And Casagrande, that car obviously still very strong despite having to go to the tail end of the field. And look at who's behind him. There's Cole Roby, opening night winner with that damaged race car. No surprise, the cardboard box has come loose. Left front fender of that 29 car.
Each time they put any pressure on any part of the race car, you can see the tape.
Yeah, separating from the body.
Yeah, absolutely. But he head's still out there, and don't really notice any smoke on the car right now, so that's a good sign. Or he's lost all of his fluid, and there's nothing left in there to smoke. But I think he's in good shape now, trying to hold off the 83 of Robert's. Head running in the 7th position right now. The driver from Michigan, Robert, wants to take it away. And behind him, you see the 96 of Casagrande continuing his move forward to the inside of Toro Rodriguez. And Rodriguez, for both nights so far, has been hanging out and racing in the top 10.
William Roberge, a driver that survived all of the chaos on opening night, came home with a solid 9th place run. Good top 10 finish for him, but he's about to feel some heat, I think, from Gabe Casagrande in the 96 car. That 96 looking very stout here in the middle stages of this one.
So they've singled out. They saw the cross flags last time by the line. 30 in, 30 to go in this opener for night 3 of the World Series for the Hoosier Pro Ladies. Buddy Head leads this pack of cars. He's running in 7th. Robert's running 8th. Casagrande running 9th.
I wanted to make sure both the resonators were properly fixed before I go put my wacky Les elbow away.
Finished 25th at the opener. You know the car is fast. The teammates of Spencer Davis.
Yeah.
Davis is finished with 2
I recently went to the Kazubi Kazoo's website. Not sponsored, by the way. And I bought a build your own wacky Wazoogle, or build your own Wazoogle. Build your own Wazoogle.
He did something that is, we've got a car stopped at the end of the front straightaway.
Whoa.
With the number 35 car, John White's has brought the caution out for the 13th
Ah.
time. I believe, Adam, he is
That
the
car's
one
night is
that
done.
there with the
Unless they
inside
can get the
wall
front end
of the
repaired.
straightaway is, that car already has some replacement body panels on it from the incident the other night, and I believe they're going to need some more after a second incident here on Sunday night.
John Weiss was able to finish despite looking for speed for this 35 on Friday night. Finished in the 11th position by logging laps, staying on the racetrack. He will not finish this one. Suspension damage at the very least to the left front of John White's car from Idaho.
And you can see the tracks there that trace back through the grass from the inside wall. He did spin and make some contact with the inside pit wall there. And tough break for John White's.
Need the hook of the car for John White's, who is not making his first World Series appearance. 61-year-old driver from Idaho had 6 career World Series starts before Friday night, making his 8th tonight. Brody Monahan continues to lead the way, and we did get the yellow that will give him another opportunity to choose inside or outside. After watching the last restart, do you think he'll stay with the inside again, or do you think he's going to change and take the outside?
I'll tell you what, Rafael Lasar really made a run at it there. And again, using every bit of experience that he had to get up there and battle for the lead. As we take a quick look at what happened here to John White, put us under caution. There is a little loose off a turn 4, and just, you know, it doesn't look like he can ever quite catch up on the steering wheel after that.
It looked like he had it pretty well straightened out, middle of the straightaway, and had the leader coming up, and then went down to the inside lane, and then it just veered left.
Pretty solid clout to the inside wall there as well, and you saw the damage to the left front suspension, and undoubtedly going to shorten his night tonight.
I'm sure was trying to get out of the way of the leader, which was right behind him. And a scary moment for Brody Monahan. Had the car detail into the lead lap. Out of control right in front of him. So they'll hook him up and pull him right down pit road. The field doubled up. Monahan leading the way. They're setting fast time earlier tonight. Took the lead in the early going here.
Very nice done.
Third year in a row, a very competitive pro late model
Oh, yeah.
series, Bob.
And he's calm, cool, and collected. That's what I love. Scott Anderson is his crew chief. We see on the other side of the screen. I've known Scott forever. And he said, hey, can you talk up my kid? I said, what's so good about him?
I mean,
and he just said he's got a great demeanor, great personality.
in my mind, all you can do, if I was that team, you know, part of that team, I would say, you know, all we can really do is try our best to get it repaired for our next race of the World Series of Asphalt for this division. And if we can get it repaired, great. If we can't, then we'll go to the backup car if we haven't already.
Stuff, Bob. Behind the scenes with crew chief watching the fast qualifier leading the way with 28 laps to go, Brody Monahan. 32 laps complete, 28 to go in the Pro Late Model 60 lap feature. Back with more after this unplug.
The products you trust most
Ad,
are the ones you
ad,
use every single
not
day.
sponsored,
The essentials
not
that keep
sponsored.
your home running smoothly. Now get them all delivered fast from Amazon. Stock up on everything you need when you need it.
Look me! Amazon.com!
And right now, enjoy effortless savings.
I'm Jeff Bezos,
Get 20%
and I
when you spend $80 on the P&G brands you know and trust.
don't give a fuck about my workers, whether they're in packaging,
Your skin renews
shipping,
every 27 days. Nature's
or
Fountains
delivery
supports
driving.
Skin and nails. With 2 times the iodine.
I only care about being rich and making more money.
I can clean your teeth, but I can't wash your whole mouth.
Yes, we're toothbrushes.
Yes.
Mouth brushes.
Listerine works with brushing to deliver 5
But
times more.
it's a
clean
choice
plus it contains clinically proven
whether
benefits
you
for
want
whole
to
mouth
actually
health.
brush your
Listerine,
teeth or not.
Wash your mouth.
You have the option of choosing whether to actually brush your teeth or not to. And I'm one of those people that just plainly chooses not to. Not because they don't want to, not because they're blatantly choosing to, but because oftentimes, with everything that I gotta do in my day,
Pit road, he was up in the top 5 early in this one. This car will not run. I spoke to Casey Johnson, who actually works on this race car, the 4-time Midwest Tour champion, and he said he thinks the fuel filter is clogged on this machine because it will not fire.
Had issues just a couple of nights ago with a similar situation. It was a fuel issue for Jayden Johnson, and he's been fast. He's been in the top 5. Monahan again chose the inside lane. He and the 48.
See, that's why it really sucks that I missed the first 2 fucking nights. But the first 2 fucking nights, Friday night, I was at my dad's this weekend, and Saturday night, I was still at my dad's this weekend. And as I was saying before, it's not that I'm not blatantly choosing to not brush my teeth. It's that I'm genuinely, most days, forgetting. And then by the time, you know, I'm doing the tasks that I need to do for the day. Huh? Oh! Whoa!
Down in turn one, and I saw some cars scattering down the backstretch as well, but
Holy cow! Give me a replay on that guy.
left rear corner of that automobile.
Ah!
Spins this
Fuck!
week. You can only get away with so many spins before eventually some damage is done, and I think that time up against the outside wall of turn one.
I'm drinking, the regular 7-Up,
Pretty severe
and it's not that good for
damage to the
you.
left rear.
I mean, it can help with nausea, and it can be a slight flavor alternative to Sprite or Starry.
It will roll at the very least.
Yeah, it doesn't look like the running gear of the race car is damaged, but definitely a lot of
So,
bit of body
for all of you Sierra Mist lovers out there,
the bottom of the racetrack and perhaps
what actually ended up happening to Sierra Mist is it got renamed to Starry, I think.
looks like we're going to stop. Well, no, the field is kind of stacking up as they're making room for some safety vehicles down there in turn one. Thought we were going to go under the red flag for a moment, but that is not going to be the case. But we have a little bit of yellow fever here in the middle stages of this one.
Man, we almost had a red flag.
Keeping an eye on in recent weeks and last year in Outlaw Late
But-
Models racing with the World Series here. Chloe Mazzagatti with Bob Milner.
Just 14 years old. Unfortunately, she is out of that race car and is on pit road. What's the problem, Chloe?
You know, this is our backup car. We didn't have the best luck yesterday with our main car, so trying to figure this car out. Having some steering problems, had a real bad death shake almost since I pulled.
What the fuck is with the men wrecking out women in NASCAR or their fucking team giving the fucking faulty parts?
What do you think about gaining
Can't we just expose that for once?
down here during the World Series?
Oh yeah, it's awesome. You know they have this. So many races, so much experience. You learn so much in these days. Hopefully
I hope she gets an ARCA opportunity, really.
Finishes out here.
All right, Adam. All right, Charlie. What were you doing at 14 years old? Chloe is racing.
I was pushing Matchbox.
Oh, shit, she's 14?
When I was 14.
I was
Shit.
at Midvale Speedway every week, where Chloe has won a feature event in the Outlaw Late Models, and
Yeah, I hope in her future she gets a couple of ARCA starts.
I guess I just haven't changed much since then.
You have not. I can vouch for that. Between you and I think we've got a pretty good video collection.
Oh, yeah.
Short track.
At least she
models
tried.
across the state of Ohio, in any case.
I mean, that's all you can do when the fucking guys in the field fuck you over and wreck you out on purpose. And then the sport fails to penalize them.
Of course, she's being kind of guided by one of the Midwest's best late model racers, and Steve Needles, and they'll get that car figured out. Just kind of working some of the bugs out. And as she said, she did have to go to a backup car after an incident. Really not of her doing on Friday night. Just kind of wrong place, wrong time, and then the outside wall.
Oh.
So they'll get it figured out.
Excuse my anger there, but that's part of racing, you know?
Outlaw Super Late Model races, one of them coming at Norton Raceway Park, Barberton Speedway there, and the other coming at
Pace car's back out again.
There's some very good talent in those classes.
What battery percent is my phone at?
Super Late Models. 96 of Casa Grande making his way through the field, running in the 7th position already, Bob.
This is impressive. I just
64%. Okay.
Spencer Davis is crew chief, right? And he said, I told you we were going to be coming back, and all these cautions are really playing into the hand of Gabriel Casagrande. This kid's got talent, I'm telling you. And Spencer just said, listen, he's got so much.
Yeah,
focus.
and the
I don't know
reason
what
why-
he's saying about the race car, he said nothing.
So-
he's completely focused. He's charismatic out of the race car, but he is solemn inside that race
Yeah, it's
car.
just not that I'm blatantly choosing to not brush my teeth. I'm just genuinely forgetting most days.
Making some
Due to the sheer amount of things I gotta do, because you know, depending on the day, either 3:30 a.m.
Restart. Up front, we saw lane change.
or 4:30 a.m. I'm waking up. Then from either
Let's see what Rafael Lazar does
3:30
here.
a.m. to
He's
3:40
got to
a.m.
determine
or
where that corner starts.
4:30 a.m. to 4:40 a.m.
Green, 27 laps to go.
Green flag, green flag.
Make it a question. He got a great jump
I'm
right
taking
there.
those 10 minutes to just do nothing except make sure I have fully woken up. And then after that, from either 3:40 a.m. to 5 a.m. or 4:40 a.m. to 5 a.m. I'm hanging out in the living room with my stuffed vintage pound puppy I've named Snoopy, watching TV on the living room TV, vaping 5% 50 milligram salt nicotine vaporizer, and smoking medical cannabis / medical wax cannabis concentrate.
This might be one of the best runs we have seen out of Nick Noggle in his history of running here at the World Series. A great run.
And during that time, I'm also waiting for Mom to fully wake up, make sure she's used the bathroom for the morning, and I'm just basically waiting for Mom to fully wake up, use the bathroom, and get ready for work. And then, you know, oh, whoa! And that's why you don't use cardboard! Whoa!
Absolute worst place for that to end up. It almost would be better if it was over the entire windshield. But right now, that was a serious safety issue, and good call there for Cole Roby to stop and bring the caution out. I bet you, though, we're going to have a penalty for him intentionally.
Oh, yeah. But basically, you know, 5 a.m. in the wintertime.
And the reason is, Adam,
and so at 5 a.m. in the winter time, in the mornings in the winter time, that's when I get to give Mom a hug and say goodbye to Mom before her work. And I get to give Mom a hug, say goodbye to Mom, and watch Mom leave before her work shift. And then during the the mornings in the springtime and the fall time, when there's not snow, and basically during the mornings in the springtime and the fall time, my mom leaves at 5:10 a.m. So that's at 5:10 a.m. in the springtime and fall time. I get to watch my mom. I get to give my mom a hug, say goodbye to Mom, and watch Mom leave before her work shift. And then during the summer, the mornings in the summertime, Mom leaves at 5:20 in the morning.
The boxcar line there, Adam, might be the line of the night. It's very good. But all that tape, it didn't even matter because, as you had just said, the moisture content of the air was not going to allow that tape to stick.
And here's where it starts to come loose and does coming off of.
Oh, yeah, and that is why you do not use cardboard to fucking repair your race car.
That body panel actually just kind of folded over.
Yeah, I originally was gonna just quickly record that as a funny thing for my friend at the Momentum Center to see, but
it covered the half of the windshield that he was looking out of and the driver's side door, and he really had no option but to stop that race car. Look at all that rubber buildup on that left front tire.
Wow.
A lot of rubber on the racetrack.
Cole Roby pulls off of pit road, and that car definitely banged up, battered, and bruised. But as we
And again, it is NFL Super Bowl Sunday, February 8th, 2026. And instead, tonight, we are watching the February 8th, 2026, Night 3 of 9, New Smyrna Speedway World Series of Asphalt, Night 3 of 9, is what we are watching.
And actually put it underneath and try to get it to the chassis on that race car, but it didn't hold up just like the box, so Cole Roby had to come down pit road. Great job by him stopping on the racetrack and not making a mess out there with other competitors, because when that door flew up, he had no view out that A-pillar whatsoever.
Yeah, and Jared Butcher right behind him, I think, at that point. Had nowhere to go. Made some contact, checked up real quick. And Roby did a nice job to get high out of the groove, out of the way, down in turns 3 and 4.
Much better restart there that time for Rafael Lassard. He was side by side. But
I need a hit.
Brody Monahan going to roll the top side of the racetrack. But here comes Lassard digging on the bottom side. And there's Connor Jones looking for some racing room as well. I think we're going to have a battle of the finish in this one, Adam.
Monahan again using the second groove. It's been much easier on those most recent 2 restarts after he chose the outside lane. Lassard nearly got him on the previous 2. Oh, Butcher hanging on to it, coming off of turn 2. Running in 7th position. Bear started to make a move.
Whoa!
Running this time at the line in the 6th position, trying to get into the top 5 for a good run tonight. He's racing with Vito Cancelo, who is having a great
Why didn't I put thoughts just over here?
finish opening night, running inside the top 5.
We've got big problems down the
Come on,
back
you
stretch. One car
small
hard to the outside wall.
Whoa!
Derek Kelly has gone nose first into the outside wall. It's like a big hit. Most likely a front clip.
Every fucking time tonight I look away, there's an incident.
Big hit for Derek Kelly. The last time he crossed the line.
Long time late model campaigner here in the
Fuck,
state of
man.
Florida. It looks like the nose is damaged on that 17 car. Hopefully when we come back from this quick break, we'll have this mess cleaned up, get set to go race to the finish. The 60th World Series of Asphalt. Smyrna.
Race Gear is your custom race shirts. We are confident that you will see the same things that hundreds of racetracks, teams, organizations, and manufacturers have already discovered. When it comes to quality and service, we simply can't be beat. We are not one of those here today, gone tomorrow print shops. Impact Race Gear has been trusted for years by racers all across the country. Give your fans and sponsors what they deserve. Simply awesome race shirts. Visit us online at Impact.
I wish there was like a way
to learn more and start
to safely
your order
burn
today.
indoors. But there's just simply not. Because if I start fires indoors, it like creates a whole load of problems. First off, I could, if I start fires, I could set the building on fire. And that's the main thing. Like, I don't know. And also, none of these commercials are sponsored by the fucking way. Sorry. In the Miss Smokes 14 household, we don't watch IndyCar. We watch eNASCAR College iRacing Series, eNASCAR Coca-Cola iRacing Series.
Working on the 17 of Derek Kelly.
NASCAR Advanced Auto Parts Weekly Racing Series.
Limited winner. Champion in 13
ASA Super Late Model.
Kelly, racing in pros and supers.
ZMAX Cars Tour.
Car back to the pits here in Memphis after a big hit
NASCAR Wheelan Modified Tour.
19 laps to go in the race.
NASCAR Brazil Sprint Race.
We're at 53 minutes.
NASCAR Mexico Series.
So we might see this race come to an early
NASCAR
end.
Mexico T4 Division Series.
That would be unfortunate because I think we've got the makings
NASCAR
of a
Mexico
pretty good
Truck
battle to the
Series.
finish here between the top 3 or 4 race cars and
ARCA Menard
potentially
Series
the top 5
National
race
Tour.
cars, the way, Gabe Casagrande
ARCA
has
Menard
been
Series
running here.
West.
So, Brody Monahan continuing
ARCA Menard
to lead.
Series East.
Rafael Lassard in second, Connor Jones, Nick
NASCAR
Vito
Canada
Cancelo.
Series.
There's a good look at
NASCAR Wheelan
Derek
Euro
Kelly, and,
Series.
you know, that uniform reminds me that Derek was part of the
NASCAR Youth
USAR
Series.
Super Late Model Tour back in the late 1990s and early 2000s.
And 24 Hours of Lemons.
Of the night for the driver, the number 17
Not
cars.
24 Hours of Le Mans. 24 Hours of Lemons. We only paid attention in 2023 when NASCAR ran a car in the race with Garage 56.
Some green flag racing.
When they basically ran a car that was modified to run Le Mans and to...
Just about finished off.
Yeah.
Two modified competitors, their first event of the World Series. This
Wow, that was a really hard lick for the 17.
five-lap feature.
Holy fucking shit.
Rolling off for their feature, followed by EMOS to end out our night, the Super Sunday of action night.
Wow.
More to go after this one. I'll tell you a few times during the
Wonder how the choose cone is going to take effect.
Four-type modifieds joining us tomorrow night.
Ever since NASCAR implemented their own version of the choose cone rule, like a lot of tracks are getting rid of like the actual physical fucking cone. I actually don't like Berlin Raceway installing their own, because it was fucking funny. They would have a guy, he would run out there, set the cone down, the field would split into two to do the choose cone rule. And then he'd run back out there, grab the cone, and then run back over the wall. And it would make me laugh my ass off.
Because when you get to the bottom, he kind of breaks free a little bit, going into that corner, and it just slows down his momentum. So that's why I think you're seeing Brody take the top side. That tutelage from Scott Anderson. Brody, young kid, learning the ropes here. Obviously,
okay, going in for Cannabis Rip number 2.
Definitely interesting conversations between driver and crew chiefs, just like you guys on the booth.
Good stuff. And I think the outside is better, as you mentioned, Bob. Like from the last two restarts, he has been able to clear the 48 much quicker than when he was on the inside. Not only getting a better jump down in turn 4 from the outside lane. There's the 13. Didn't see that car. It was down along the inside lane, the back stretch. Ben Max, number 13, coming out of the pits. And this car has a decent run, decent finish on
Man,
Friday night.
there's a lot of cars fucking wrecking tonight in the Pro Late Model division, damn it.
Push that rear end around.
Ben's a pretty successful Legends car driver down at Echo Park Speedway.
So can anybody in the comments tell me the exact differences between a limited late model, a pro late model, and a super late model? Because they all look like, on the outside, they all look the same. But I know it's like there's horsepower differences, and there's like some other subtle bodywork differences. But if someone could explain it, like the difference between an asphalt limited late model, an asphalt pro late model, and an asphalt super late model, in the comments, let me know. Because we're gonna...
19 to go. Lassard started maybe a little early down there.
Restart!
Monahan to get the advantage. He will make the good run through turn 1 and 2. Pushes up a little bit and checks him up coming off of 2. Kind of missed his mark just a little bit in the middle of the first and second corner. Continue to race for the lead down in 3 and 4.
That big push through the center of the turn there in turn 2 really killed the momentum on the 31 car, but he made up for it there in turns 3 and 4. Brody Monahan going to retake the lead, and look at this gaggle of race cars down the backstretch, and here comes
a gaggle.
In the number 96 car, he's to the inside of Connor Jones. He's going to move up to the top 5.
Casa Grande taking a look to the inside once again. That puts him in the 4th position. Now racing with Nicholas Noggle contact. Will the tires stay up? They hit pretty hard. Looks like the right front is still up. Casa Grande. And the 08 of Noggle continues on as well. I thought that could have taken the tire out.
And he definitely jumped up out of the gas and kind of killed the momentum of that race car off of the corner and down the straightaway there. So they're going to give up a bunch of ground to the 2 leaders, and that allowed that group of cars right there to close in. Connor Jones.
Yeah, I got kicked out of here once.
There in the number 83.
I got kicked out of my local short track once. Berlin Raceway. I got kicked out for the day. They allowed me back after the fact, after I served my penalty. Basically, my penalty was me and my dad had to leave early. We had to miss a 75 lap super late model feature that day, and I wasn't allowed to bring weed anymore because they don't allow that. And then I had to talk to a police officer about why it was wrong. When fucking literally the cannabis tent that was sponsoring that night, there was the guy working the tent was smoking 2 joints at once. Whoa!
So a couple of cars with some problems here.
I mentioned Butcher. He was struggling a little bit.
And he was literally smoking 2 joints at once and turning his back. And yet, I was following the rules and smoking in the fucking thing, in the designated smoking area. But because I had a weed pipe that was made of glass, and because I had weed in general, I was the one getting in trouble. When in actuality, it was the guy that should have been getting arrested. Because in the state of Michigan,
on the elapsed time clock here, again a 60-minute time limit, 60 laps or
you know,
60 minutes,
when I was there
whichever
that
comes first.
weekend for that race that I wanted to be at, because I was visiting my dad in the United States that weekend. That's what we decided to do with our weekend.
We will have at least one restart before we see the timed end of this race.
And then, basically during that weekend, they basically told me.
So we will come back with a final 14 laps, or until we get the next yellow. Pro Lake models on track at New Smyrna Speedway.
Do you want free internet? Forever? You got it. Really. We mean it. Spectrum is offering free fiber-powered internet forever. Want it? Just call this number and switch 4 mobile lines to Spectrum for a lifetime of internet you never paid for. It's not a trial. It's an unprecedented.
You know, that's what we decided to do with our weekend. And, you know, in the state of Michigan, you are not allowed to be, you know, while cannabis is legal medically and recreationally, you know, medically as of 2008, recreationally as of 2018. Right, because I was still a kid when those things happened. 4 years old in 2008, 14 years old in 2018, and like during the fucking thing.
Down to 14 laps remaining, as I mentioned right before the break. We have reached the time limit. Did receive official word from race control that once we go back to green, we either go all the way to the finish, or if we get a yellow, the race will end. Either way, we're going to see a winner here in the next little bit of time. But first we go red flag to continue.
Whoa! Red flag, red flag!
3 and 4 kind of blocked angle-wise from where we are here in the tower. It's the 51 of Robinson. Looks like it would be possible to tow or push that car in.
Oh, fuck!
It will not roll.
And he's had a tough couple of nights here at the Pro Late model. He was stacked up on opening night, and now some problems today. We're going to send it back down to Bob. And Bob, I got to tell you, we got some Seattle Seahawks fans up in the booth. They're kind of trash talking you up here, bud.
You know, listen. My wonderful camera operator, Kevin, has the Super Bowl down here, even though we've been running all over the place. We know the score, okay, but it's the Patriots. Second half is when they come back. Anyway, and remember, Charlie, you got a lot of New Englanders down here.
Guess what, guys? Shut the fuck up about the Super Bowl. No one in this household gives a fuck. The 3 things we give a fuck about is being alive with good physical and mental health, number 1. Number 2, watching NASCAR. And number 3, smoking good, safe marijuana. I mean cannabis. Because marijuana is a demonizing name that is Spanish for the literal translation to cigarette.
Coming back through the field, maybe because he doesn't know much better, because he doesn't have a lot of oval track experience. But do you think he's got that shot?
I'm impressed with what I've seen coming through the field. I don't know that anybody has anything for Monahan, maybe even Lassard out front. But
what is that?
definitely impressive.
What
And he'll
is
be fighting
that?
not only the clock, but only 14 laps left now in this race.
So the question that you have, and I think he does have a shot, but he's going to need a little bit of help. And in my opinion, if the 31 and the 48 get a little racy on this next restart, if say Monahan takes the top lane and Lassard's to the bottom, and Lassard drives it in a little too deep, maybe that opens it up. And depending on who gets the inside groove on that second lane or second row, maybe that driver does have a shot to sneak through and steal the win. We saw that actually on the initial start when Brandon Lopez didn't get going. The drivers who started 4th and 6th jumped to 1st and 2nd. So, Bob, I think anything can happen. And, just like you are thinking anything can happen in that big football game, anything can happen here on this next restart, right?
Let's stick to the race, because I'm a little bit bitter right now.
Well, I got to tell you, I've been on the Lions bandwagon this week, so at least your team made the playoffs, pal.
Super Bowl, not just the playoffs.
I would have been happy with just the playoffs, man. Super Bowl's a little pie in the sky at this point.
I feel so bad for you guys as a Browns fan.
We don't even want to.
Yes, you got a great team up there. Anyway, hey, I wanted to mention this too, because I understand what you're saying, Adam, and that is a tough task. Noggle has been tough to get by for Casagrande for sure, but man, you got a young kid like Brody Monahan going after the win. You got Raphael Lassard, who made it a quarter of a lap right on the opening night. What if those two get together? I'm on the bandwagon, as Charlie put it. I'm on the bandwagon with Charlie. Something could happen on this front row.
Lights are on in the pace car. Engines are fired again.
As the cars have refired, Monahan, he's only a
Yeah, I'm doing this tomorrow night too.
He's got a car to the inside. I think he's a little afraid of the outside lane on restarts. Kind of misses his mark a little bit in 1 and 2.
Burp.
When he hits it, it's really good. And once he gets ahead of the 48 car of Lassard, I think it's a matter of trying to make sure he's giving Lassard enough room.
Fuck the Super Bowl. And fuck Bad Bunny.
So if I'm the driver of the 31 car, and
Like,
I'm not.
Until you make
31 car,
the
I think on
Muppet
this
Show,
upcoming restart,
should they reboot it
knowing
fully?
what I have gone throughout the course of this race, knowing we are past the time limit that any caution flag is going to end this race, I'm going to line up to the inside for this restart. I'm going to control where that corner starts. I'm going to be able to, if I need to, maybe drift up a little bit and push that 48 car up out of the groove somewhat. I don't know that I want anybody to my inside on this restart if I'm in that 31 car.
Yeah, I'm gonna go into my bag and grab my vape.
He's not. He's not going to do that.
That's why I think I take the outside still. You kind of look at who you've got racing with you, and Raphael Lassard, I don't think, is going to go into 1 and 2 and run them way up the track. If it's somebody else, certain drivers, maybe, but you got to know who you're racing with, too, and I don't think Raphael Lassard is going to do that.
He certainly has not shown that in his character throughout his career. That is for certain. And boy, after a tough start to the week on Friday night, Raphael certainly has rebounded with a terrific run here tonight, as we're going to come to the choose this time around, and we're about to find out who goes where for the upcoming restart. And just as you said,
Yeah, I'm only taking 2 because I'm trying to reduce the amount of vapor I'm technically smoking, unless it's like the dab juice vapor.
That he's had a couple of times down in turn 4. He clears the 48.
You know, and what I mean by that is like the vapor made from wax concentrate. Cannabis.
Brody Monahan to the outside, Raphael Lassard to the inside. Gabriel Casagrande will line up to the inside of Nick Noggle. Noggle chose first. He chose the outside lane for this restart. There's Vito Cancilla in the 27. Connor Jones to his outside. So I think any one of those cars could be a race-winning car tonight. Had things worked out a little bit differently for them, but we're going to see a great battle in turn 1. Not going to get the one to go this time. Well, indeed, we do get the one to go late. A very late one to go signal there from Ralph Miller in the flag stand. Lights off on the pit car. And again, Adam, the next flag, whether it's a natural white flag after 14 laps or the next caution flag can end it. So we've got either 1 or 14 laps yet to go or anything in between.
Trying to determine a winner in the Pro Late Model second race of the week. Brody Monahan, the leader, and the 31 from Waterford, Connecticut. 16-year-old driver looking for his first World Series win off of turn 4. Gets a good restart. Side by side, they bump a little bit in turn 4. Lassard steers off of him. It's going to be a fight through 1 and 2. Down into 1 and 2 they go.
Wow.
They're bumping a little bit. Monahan trying to squeeze, keep his momentum down. Into the lead on the back straightaway, Lassard. Here comes Casagrande to the bottom as well.
This is exactly what we talked about. Here comes Casagrande to the inside, but look at this. Monahan's not done. He's going to try to stack it 3 wide. Couldn't find the racing room down into turn 1.
In the lead goes Lassard. Here comes again Monahan. He's got a fast race car. Once he's up to speed, he's got the bottom. He jams on the brakes trying to avoid contact. Sliding it sideways down on the apron of the racetrack. Monahan up for grabs now. 3rd place. Here comes Noggle.
Monahan with a full 4-wheel drift throughout the entirety of turns 3 and 4. That young man trying to thrash that
No
race
more
car back up
nicotine
into the
tonight.
lead, but I don't think he did himself any favors, giving up some ground there to both Casagrande and Rafael Lassard. Lassard in the lead with a comfortable advantage over Casagrande here with just 12 to go.
Looking back at that restart, the key there was that contact that took place around the starting box, and when that took place, it took the momentum away from the 31 of Monahan. They steered off of each other at that point. He just couldn't recover the speed. He didn't have the momentum in that outside lane that you'd like to take advantage of down in 1 and 2. And choosing the inside for what was Rafael Lassard because it was left open for him by Monahan did pay off that time. It looked like Charlie got that one right.
Happens every now and then, Adam. Every now and then.
And it just was it's an unfortunate deal for Monahan because of all the yellows we've had. He's been so good in this race, and now he's just trying to salvage a top 5 run. Nago on the outside, making the second lane work. And here comes Cancilla again. Can't say enough about this 14-year-old Vito Cancilla. Podium run on opening night 2 nights ago, and he follows 3rd and 4th right in front of him. We have 8 laps to go.
And I'll tell you what, right here, Brody Monahan getting a lot of really valuable experience. I know this isn't what he wanted here tonight to kind of pull a moral victory out of this, but he did a great job recovering from a really tough restart right there. He does pick up that position. Ooh, it looks like Noggle into the outside wall of the 08 car.
Oh, and he continues to hit it. And when we look at the replay, what I saw happen was in front of him, the 31 of Monahan kind of came off the wall on the turn 4 high, and you follow the car in front of you. And that's exactly right there what Noggle did. He kind of followed Monahan off, and it got him too close to the wall, and it sucked him in.
Exactly what happened.
And a bad break here from the 42 of Saint-Gelais as well, as we see the yellow and checkered claiming the victory. First time in a long time for a super late model win at the World Series, a pro late model win tonight for Rafael Lassard.
Gabriel Casagrande coming home with a very impressive runner-up finish tonight. Brody Monahan going to come home in 3rd despite dominating here tonight. Vito Cancilla and William Roberge. How about that? A career run for the World Series here for William Roberge in the number 83.
9th and a 5th for Roberge this week. Jones, Stoddy, Buddy Head, Gilby, and Chrysonis in the top 10. Some names you wouldn't expect to see in the top 10 here in pro late model action. Good runs for them for avoiding the contact as you look back through the field and see some drivers there that had some issues tonight. Rafael Lassard claims the victory, uses that last restart of the race. This event shortened by 6 laps due to time constraints. 3 more features yet to go. Lassard gets it done tonight. An impressive run, and that work pays off when you look back at what they went through 2 nights ago.
And I think we're going to hear from a very excited
Lassard,
young man.
Oh, that was a very deserved win.
In French, we may hear some French excitement down there in victory lane. We're going to send it down to Bob, who is going to undoubtedly hear from a very excited Rafael Lassard. Bob?
Rafael Lassard is back.
And if you watch the NASCAR Canada Series, you know who he is.
NASCAR racing, he wins a night 2 for the pro late models. That American Canadian Tour Championship, he celebrated that just a few weeks back. And now, Rafael Lassard, who has won some big races here in America as well in the super late model ranks. Now, here in the pro late models, what a battle tonight. First, I want to talk about that restart and what shook down to allow you to get that lead.
Yeah, it was, I knew I needed to do the best job I could, do the best restart possible.
and he pitched me down a little bit going into turn one. I think racing deal, everybody was trying to get that win. And I just can't thank all my guys enough. Velocity, race car, David White that is here with me, that built this race car. Man, it's fast. It's awesome to win with a car from Ontario. And can't thank all my guys enough. First race, we did a quarter lap. It's this car first win, and it's my first win as a car owner. So can't thank XPN enough, Burnix, my energy drink, La Rue, and all my sponsors.
Incredible with all the body damage that was in this car. Obviously, it didn't get the suspension, but what does it mean to come back and win here at New Smyrna this time?
I mean, the world. It's been 10 years since I've won here. 2016 with David Gillen. So, I just can't believe it. It's a dream come true. When I stopped racing in the NASCAR Truck Series, I thought I would never be able to come back and afford to come back here. So, now I'm back.
Nice to see Raphael Lazard, a winner again here at New Smyrna.
Pretty excited driver claiming his first win, he says, as a car owner. 2016, the last time he's been in victory lane at the World Series, and it was in a pro late model race.
He looks
February
exactly
19th.
He looks exactly the same as he did back in 2016. What is the magic for Raphael Lazard there? I wish I had that magic.
Second place finisher in this race, Gabriel Casagrande. What a run, Bob.
Listen, when we are having coffee tomorrow morning, yes, we'll be talking about Raphael Lazard returning to victory lane. But a lot of times you don't talk just about the winner. A lot of people are going to be talking about this guy and the run that he had after that opening to come back and finish second. So, Gabriel, how about that run? You were so close to getting this victory.
Yeah, well, that feeling, I know it hurts because in Speed 2, we were like this from getting the win, but especially seeing where we were because of that hit. I don't know what that guy was thinking. He just ran into me, and well, we just had to come building the trust again because the car obviously was hit. And yeah, pace was all right. I think my spotter worked really well to get me here. We made all good decisions, so it was really pleasant to thank all the crew from Nexus Racing, Surf USA Mobile, our main sponsor, NASCAR Brazil, that makes it possible to me.
Hang on.
Here.
Restarts where we'd get a really bad push.
Sorry about that.
In turn 1 and 2, and it would kind of hang in there for like a lap or two, and that's just when.
Still on, as you can see in the screen.
It just didn't play in our favor tonight. It's definitely unfortunate. We have something to work on, and we're gonna try to be better the next time.
Brody Monahan, look out for him. Very fast race car. He's a darn good driver as well. He's in third.
No doubt, he's definitely a threat to win with a fast race car. Set quick time tonight did Brody Monahan. A podium finish to wrap up that pro late model feature. We've got coming up next the 602 Modifieds for the first time this week, followed by Sportsman and EMOS.
Suspension components, tools, and data technology, we change the game for race teams around the world. Our ultra-force look machines are revolutionizing how teams collect and analyze data, while our Circle Track app provides a data storage notebook, giving you the edge on every turn. We're not here to follow the pack, we're here to lead it. American-made, race-tested, we're this machine.
Since 1978, Stick Manufacturing has been the leader in high-performance power steering. Employee-owned and built in the USA, we proudly deliver the best in-class steering equipment. With constant innovation and development, we push performance to the next level because champions demand the best. When precision matters and performance counts, trust the experts. Sweet Manufacturing. Let us turn your wheels.
Victory Lane celebration finishing up for Rafael Lassard, picking up the Pro Late Model win, his first in about 10 years for Pro Lates here at the World Series. Well, it had a lot of interesting action, a lot of drama, and some more tore-up race cars, unfortunately. A lot of work going in, and there's no nights off now for the Pro Lates. They're going to be back in action tomorrow, as well as Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and here's the opening start of the event.
Very controversial opening start. Brandon Lopez thought he got jumped. He didn't go. He gave up a bunch of spots, and that led to this.
Made the contact with the 96 of Casa Grande and collecting several others, some of which Brad May had the hood buckled up, thinking that no one was in front of him and had to open racetrack, and that's right when the 9 of Benjamin slid back down the track in front of him.
Several restarts where Brody Monahan and Rafael Lassard were going side by side. This one of them, Monahan getting the advantage on this one. That wouldn't be the case late in the race, and there's the boxcar being repaired right there, which ultimately led to that damage on the side of Cole Roby's car, bringing him to a stop. Tough night for opening night winner from Friday night.
Restart here has the 48 of Rafael Lassard, the big restart. Able to get past the 31 of Monahan and go out into the lead. Had the 96 of Casa Grande fighting low, and then one moment there I thought we would have a 3-wide battle going to turn 1, but it looked like Monahan backed out.
And there's Nick Noggle getting up into the outside wall. That car slamming into the wall down in turn 1. Unfortunately, we were already past the 60-minute time limit. Yellow flag, checkered flag out. Rafael Lassard claiming the victory here on the second night for the Pro Late Models.
Going to be one of the favorites over the last 4 nights for the Pro Late Model division. There are the 602 modifieds, and it's a big field of them lining up, getting ready to go 25 laps. Their first of 4 nights coming up next as our second feature of this Sunday evening.
And I love these cars, Adam. The power matched with these tires, and I'm going to use my favorite line, a little slip and slide, dip and dive coming up with the 602s.
See some drafting out there as well. Next on Flow Racing.
Do you want free internet? Forever? You got it. Really. We mean it. Spectrum is offering free fiber-powered internet forever. Want it? Just call this number and switch 4 mobile lines to Spectrum for a lifetime of internet you never paid for. Not a trial. It's an unprecedented offer. So we'll say it again. Free fiber-powered internet forever. Have you called yet? Because your internet is forever. This ad ends now.
Introducing Tylenol Extra Strength Liquid Gels. The #1 doctor-recommended pain relief brand is now at the speed of liquid. Because when pain strikes, care can't wait.
I want to be rich. Wishing for more money? All you need is your phone. No. Go to Geico, get a quote, and you could save $900 with your phone. Look at that, it's ringing.
It feels good to save some coin. It feels good to Geico.
.602 modifieds roll from pit road, and it's a big field of them. They've been part of the World Series for a few years and came back with a vengeance again this year with a big field rolling to the track for the first race of their week. Bob?
Absolutely. Chatting with some people down here on pit road. Sorry about that. Paulie Hartwig is one of those guys that we expect to contend in this 602 modified class, and I want to show you what happened to Paulie today. This is a video that he sent me. This was after practice today, and you can see that smoke coming out of underneath the hood of his race car. Massive oil all over the place is what Paulie told me. A couple things came loose, the oil spurted out, they got it cleaned up, they tightened things away, and he's A-OK. So definitely a scare for Paulie Hartwig here today, but it's going to be interesting to see if he can come through the field and try to go after this victory here in the opening race for these 602 mods here at Smyrna.
You know, Adam, it wasn't too long ago, young Paulie Hartwig was wandering the halls up here, poking his head in, trying to see what we were doing in the broadcast booth, and now he is down and not only fighting for the win in the 602s, he's going to be running some tour-type modified races later on in the season.
Yeah, Hartwig setting fast time tonight, giving himself a nice effort in qualifying. We'll see how he is in race trim, and he pulled the sixth toe, putting himself in the sixth starting position. Puts Joe Pappin on the front row in the pole position. The sixth fast qualifier from Oswego, New York. Bruce Bennett Jr. outside in the 40 car. Eric Zay starting in the third spot. Justin Beecher on the outside of row 2.
He was up here in the booth last night. He's going to be starting inside row 3. Skip Flores in the 15F alongside quick qualifier tonight. Paulie Hartwig the third in the 73P. Adam Cicero, another one of those drivers who comes down here each and every year. He will start alongside Jerry Gradle Jr. out of Amherst, New York in row 4.
Jack Hanley Jr. inside of row number 5, the brother of Max Hanley, who has won a 602 race here at the World Series. Cody Norman every year makes the trip here in the 12 outside of the 5th row. Tovia Grinovich starting inside of row 6 alongside Annabeth Fromm.
Yeah, this is going to be an interesting race, guys.
Michael Brennan, a couple of drivers out of New Jersey back there in row 7. James Blewett alongside another one of our 602 regulars, Christopher Hatton in the 09 back in row 8.
Paul Fly on the inside of row number 9, starting alongside Matt Montanari in the 9 car. Tom Sokolsky inside of row 10, and Tony Pettinelli outside of the 10th row.
Nick Bear and Richie Cooper back there in row 11. Chris Hatton alongside Jim Strache back in the 86 car outside row 12. Hank Baker Jr., a driver that has had some success here. Got up into the wall in the qualifying session earlier today. Joey Torgia and Vinny Delaney rounding out the 27 cars that registered. Don't know if all of those cars are out on the racetrack. 27 cars did register for the action here tonight.
Field picking up some pace, getting some heat in the tires, getting ready to go with a final report. Todd Dillner.
Hey, let's look out for a white race car that's starting up there near the top of the field. Skip Flores, Ryan Flores, pretty good shoe last night in the booth for the NASCAR Wheel of Modified Tour race on Flow Racing. And today he's racing one of these 602 modifies. The guy is a wheelman. Let me tell you, he can wheel anything. He raced in the NASCAR Modified Division at Bowman Gray Stadium this year, and he's won a bunch of TQ races in the indoor series up there in Jersey and Pennsylvania. Look out for Skip in this race.
Of course, we heard him call the action a night ago with Kyle Rickey in the NASCAR Wheel and Modified Tour 200 one night ago. So he saw how those races kind of went on last night. Now gets a chance to get behind the wheel and wheel it himself in this 25-lap race. Great qualifying effort starting inside the top 5.
Kyle Rickey in the booth with us right now. Kyle, you think Skip's got a shot to win this one tonight? He's giving the big thumbs up, where he's going to be pulling for Skip Flores there in the 15. Pace car pulling down into pit road. Field picking up the pace. It's time to rock, roll, and rumble. First 602 feature event of the World Series is green here at start finish.
Oh, and some contact in that
Green flag, green flag.
57 Beecher car. Go up in the air. Sparks flew, but they continue on. Everyone makes it cleanly through turn 1 and 2.
Whoa.
Away Bennett to turn 3.
Bennett with the lead, but Skip Flores in that white and black number 15 trying to find some room as we got cars all kinds of sideways there off of turn 4. Talk about slip and slide, dip and dive. These cars really darty here in the early going.
Looks like a Pocono restart when everyone goes about 4 and 5 wide on the front stretch here at New Smyrna. Battle inside the top 5. Beecher has third. To the inside, here comes Eric Zay.
Eric Zay to the inside. Look at that push right there for Paulie Hartwig the third. He's going to give Beecher the shove down the front stretch. Beecher going to take over third, but Hartwig looking to push him even closer to the front down the back stretch.
Hartwig set fast time. He's got a fast piece. They were able to get the problem stopped in practice today when the oil leak took place before any issues happened in the engine, and it's running strong. Bottom lane for the 73 of Hartwig. Fourth place. He's picked up a pair of positions already.
Yeah, Yeah, Justin Beecher made the lane change, and Paulie Hartwig made an even more drastic lane change of his own. They were trying to scatter 2 and 3 wide down the backstretch there as Beecher looking for some racing room as he tries to stick the nose underneath Joe Pappin there down the front stretch.
Good run to the outside for Zay, making a run back at Hartwig for position. Hartwig now the run, kind of boxed in a little bit behind Beecher. We said about the draft and closing the rate quickly, made contact, and to the bottom goes Beecher. Maybe something happening, and that's why he dropped off the pace on the backstretch that caused the contact.
Trying to get out of the way right there, and Paulie Hartwig gave him a huge shove. He thought he was going to help him dive off into the corner there, but that cost Paulie Hartwig the position there. Eric Zay going to take over that 3rd spot.
Despite the less horsepower and the less tire, these cars are a lot of fun to watch. We love them every year here at the World Series. You see Zay looking to the outside, running behind Pappin. Pappin, that beautiful number 3 car, opens up the inside lane. Zay goes to the bottom. Here comes Hartwig looking low as well.
Hartwig's got a really good race car. He just got shuffled out right there when Beecher had that issue, and he lost his drafting partner right there. Eric Zay darting to the outside. He's going to kind of leave Paulie Hartwig out to dry right there. Hartwig still working to the inside of Pappin there as they battle for 3rd and 4th.
So Bennett leading the way, the Belle Isle, Florida driver out front here early on, took the lead beginning of this race. It's a decent advantage built up, over half a second on second place, Eric Zay, but Hartwig has picked up 3 spots. And when we saw him walking around here in recent years, it was because he couldn't race. He was too young to compete in the 602 modifieds here at New Smyrna Speedway. Gets the opportunity this year, and he's trying to take advantage of it. That's the 73 right there, running 3rd. Those 2 are closing on the leader, Bennett.
Eric Zay with a beautiful looking, I love just the simple graphics on that race car. One color number. Really good looking race car. It's just as fast as it looks too, but he has got a mirror full of Paulie Hartwig Jr., and they are quickly closing on Bruce Bennett at the front of the field.
Zay running in the 2nd spot. I was trying to see, it looked like almost a little bit of steam was coming off the front of that race car. It wasn't much, if any at all, as those 2 close on the 40 and the 34 of Zay. Strong right now, Bob Dillner.
Indeed, he is. A battle for the lead right now during this one. Here comes Hartwig to the inside. But Zay has been around this modified community for a really long time. His family actually owned race cars up at Riverhead and Knights of Speedways. Don Howe, who is a mortal to all Long Island racing fans, one of the many-time champions in the modifieds. He actually had his car owned by Carl Zay, and that's the Zay family. Look at this battle that we got going for the lead right now, guys.
Oh, he's sitting in deep there on the bottom. Went up, bumped a little bit in the middle of turn number 1, side by side for the lead. Bennett has it.
Look at
over
this.
the first 12
Look at
laps.
this.
Hartwig also peaking low at the line. Lead change. New leader, Eric Zay.
I thought Paulie Hartwig was setting him up for a 3-wide move, but indeed he is going to look to the inside of Eric Zay off of turn 2. Zay's able to get the power down, but I can see it, Adam. Paulie Hartwig Jr. Paulie Hartwig III trying to figure out a way to set Eric Zay up for that pass.
He is still trying to set him up. He's looking to the inside right now, kind of running in line. 11 laps remain in this short distance affair. 25-lap race on their first of 4 nights. We'll also see him tomorrow, Wednesday, and Thursday. For the 602 modifieds, 10 to go for Eric Zay.
You know, with a 25-lap sprint distance, you don't have the time to be too patient. But that's exactly what Paulie Hartwig III has been here in this early going. He has patiently worked his way past and now challenging for the lead going off into turn 3.
The top qualifier, the youngster, the young teenager, into the lead at New Smyrna with 9 to go. It's Paulie Hartwig III.
I think we gave the commentator's curse there to Skip Flores. That 15F car did not come up to speed outside the top 15 right now, and he is battling with Paul Fly there in that yellow automobile. I do believe that's Paul in that yellow automobile as they work their way off at turn 4.
Final 8 laps in this one. Joe Pappin in the 3. You see Cicero joining the battle in the 27 as well. Adam Cicero in the 27 car. Started inside of row number 4.
Yeah, correction on the scoring there, right there. Skip Flores not outside the top 5. This is a battle for position well inside the top 10, so my apologies there.
And side by side, inside of the top 5, making the run to the bottom lane. Good action inside our top 5 here at New Smyrna Speedway. 6 laps remain. Couple of features after this one, Sportsman and the E-Mods yet to run, but this has been a good one. Lots of passing, lots of side-by-side action, and it continues in 3.
You know, we talk about that perfect blend between horsepower, tire, and aerodynamics as we've got caution for the first time today. The 22 car sideways over there in turns 3 and 4. Tommy Sokolski bringing out the first caution flag. Good 20-lap green flag run right there, Adam, and I think we are going to see a thrilling restart here with just 5 to go. So caution flag out for the first time here with now 19 laps completed. We'll go back to the last completed lap. Paulie Hartwig, the third, scored as the leader after starting back in the 6th position. He patiently worked his way through those 5 cars that started in front of him. Eric Zay with a great race tonight. Bruce Bennett leading most of the way here today. He sits back in the 3rd position. Jack Hanley Jr. and Joe Pappin rounding out the top 5. And a little scoring hiccup there, so apologize for that, folks. But Skip Flores, indeed, sitting in the 6th position.
Sokolski gets moving again in the 22 car. We have 6 laps remaining. Hartwig the third. What a run from 6th position up into the lead. And young driver who hasn't had the chance to race here at New Smyrna Speedway because of his age and being too young, is finally old enough. And when I say old enough, 14 years of age isn't very old, but he's putting on a show here tonight, Bob.
You know what's interesting, Adam, is the fact that Paulie Hartwig is in 9th grade. That's crazy. And he's competing in modifieds and also the 602 modifieds here. He was a winner on the Smart Modified Tour last year at Hickory Motor Speedway in North Carolina. And remember what happened here last year. You guys had the great interview live on Flow Racing. His dad retiring, saying, I am going to put all my focus on my kid right now because he deserves it. His dad, Paul Hartwig, stepping out of the seat, allowing his son to take the spotlight. And he did it last year with some great runs, not only on the Smart Modified Tour, but also in other areas like the Turkey Derby and so forth. And now he's going to be a Rookie of the Year competitor in the NASCAR Wheel of Modified Tour. But what a way maybe to start the season in modified racing with a win here tonight in the crate cars here for the modifieds at the World Series if he's able to pull it off.
You know, Adam, you remember that highly emotional interview with his dad, Paul Jr., here last year. Can you imagine how emotional he's going to be if, and it's a big if, but if his son ends up in victory lane here tonight, that's got to be intense.
Yeah, he said last year, finished on the podium, and in the very emotional interview said, this is my last race here because I'm going to concentrate on my son's racing career because of how good he is, and he has been impressive tonight from 6th to 1st. Has chosen the outside lane. These cars all about momentum, too. Can't really check up. They got that 602 engine, not a lot of horsepower. Once they get up to speed, they don't want to lose the horsepower. You see them dragging the brakes right now, getting some heat, keeping some heat in the front tires.
So I asked Ron Silk about that the other night. I said, why are the modified cars the only cars that tend to do that? He said, you know, it's weird, but based on the setups, we actually have a lot of rubber buildup on those left front tires. I don't know if it helps, but I think it does. Seems like it does. So he said, that's why we do it.
Scrubbing it right off, and we're ready for a restart with 6 laps to go. Hartwig on the outside lane, Zay on the inside. Great restart for the 14-year-old. Leads the field in turn 1.
Zay did not get a great restart, so they're going to stack up behind him. But Jack Hanley Jr. with an impressive restart. He's going to jump to 2nd as we stream out 2 and 3 wide down the backstretch.
3 wide there on the bottom lane as Flores makes the move past the early race leader Bennett. Up the track a little bit in the middle of the turn 4 exit, and the field will slow shortly, and does as the yellow lights come on for an accident off of turn number 4.
Couple of cars sideways there, and we have put a car up in. That's hard to do. That's the pit entrance there over in turn 4, and that car spun way up to the top of the racetrack, and looks like the 94 car involved, the 09 car. So a couple of cars getting caught up in this one towards the back of the pack. Paul Fly was sitting back in the 15th position, and that also looks to be Chris Hatton in the 09.
Chris Hatton Jr., a two-time track champion in this division in 23 and 24, finished second in the track points this year, Bob.
Here's what happened up there in the corner. I was kind of looking down to turn number 4 from pit road here, and Hatton and another car made contact. He went way up the racetrack, and that's the pit exit from the the pit area outside of turns 3 and 4, and he came to a rest. But as he was doing that, kind of bottlenecked the cars right around him, and that's why you see a couple of cars involved down there. Just some contact that led to some chaos, and they all came to a stop in turn number 4.
So now we get to see another restart for Hartwig and Zay, two really fast race cars at the front of the field. Zay was 4th quick in qualifying. Hartwig was the fastest. If he has another restart like he did right there, he'll be in good shape. And you see right there, Fly unhappy with one of the competitors as they go by in turn number 4. 19 down, 6 to go in the 602 modified feature.
Order new Detroit-style slices and sticks for only $4.99 from Little Caesars. You get both of these Detroit-style favorites all to yourself. Aren't you spoiled? Look at you and your Detroit-style deep dish slices with crispy caramelized edges. And you'll get 4 pieces of Italian cheese bread topped with buttery garlic drizzle too. Wait, plus a side of crazy sauce? That's not fair. All right, I can just go get my own. Order Detroit-style slices and sticks for only $4.99.
Pizza, pizza.
We came across the nether. If they get their way, this beautiful world and everything in it will wither and die.
We treat our pets like we treat ourselves. You brush, they chew. You squat, they spring. Healthy routines for you, healthy routines for them. Greenies make health a treat.
All sensitive fresh. It's a game changer for me and my family.
All has a detergent that's gentle on skin and leaves our laundry smelling greasy.
All sensitive fresh. With a hypoallergenic scent my family loves.
When winter season hits, Emergency supports your immune system with so much more than vitamin C. Emerge your best with Emergency. And for on-the-go immune support, try Emergency Crystals. No water needed.
We all do it. You see a line and wonder, should I join it? Even crazier is that folks stick with insurance that keeps them waiting around to find a claim, while Geico's claim support is available day or night. What are you waiting for?
No one knows. It feels good to step out of line. It feels good to Geico.
Hi, Susan. Honey.
Yeah?
I respect that, but that cough looks pretty bad. Try this Robitussin honey.
The only brand with True Source certified honey.
Mind if I root through your trash?
The powerful cough relief you need.
Robitussin.
Laps down, 5 laps to go. The 22 of Sokolsky sent pit side, and looks like he's going to be done for the event as he removes the steering wheel. As we get the double up and 2 to go signal on the front straightaway. They choose their lane again to the outside. Choosing the outside of row 1 is the 73 of Hartwig. Jack Hamley Jr. running in the second spot. Now, we've seen his brother Max race here in the past where he claimed to win. Jack's got a chance now running in second, Bob.
Indeed he does, and he's a good shoe. He comes from one of those tough racetracks in Long Island, New York. My home track, my NASCAR home track, Riverhead Raceway. And, you know, he's won a ton of blunderbuss races up there. He's won some great races. He and his brother Max, just really good shoes. So not a surprise that he's got a shot here. But starting on the inside of Paulie Hartwig III, what do you think about maybe that 8 tires are better than 4 going into turn number 1?
Well, if it's anything like the previous restart for Hartwig, there won't be a car to the inside because he shot like a rocket coming out of turn 4 and nobody was to his inside going into turn 1. But we'll see with Hanley now being on the inside of the first row if he can have a better restart and stay alongside. We're going to find out in about a half a lap.
Well, I don't know if 8 tires turn better than 4 when they're open wheels, but that's the reason why they put those bars to the right sides of these race cars. So we're about to find out. 6 laps to go, or 5 laps to go for Paulie Hartwig as we come back to the restart zone. Let's see what Jack Handley has for him on the inside. Hartwig on the button, green flag back up, 5 to go. Here in the 602 modified feature.
And again, great restart, and has no car to the inside, so he doesn't have to worry about the 8 tires better than 4. Is a great restart again for Hartwig. Handley drops in line. Up to 3rd is Flores.
Top 3 single file as we come to complete lap 21. Paulie Hartwig stretching out that advantage, and we've got cars double wide back in the pack. These guys still fighting for every inch. There's the team car to Paulie Hartwig. James Blewett in that 73 Jade on the backstretch, looking to the inside of Eric Say.
Also the 3 of Pappen making a look to the inside, but the field will slow. We've got another yellow. Yellow back out again as we've got the 46 around.
Vinny Delaney spinning off at turn 2.
And at least one more restart for Hartwig to be flawless on. He's been flawless on the previous 2 and shooting into turn 1 with no challenger alongside.
So we didn't think we were going to have to talk about this, but the time limit on this race, very similar to what we had earlier, 25 laps, 25 minutes. Still 17 and a half minutes in, so we do have some time left, but we keep having this little spate of yellow fever. We may get down into time limit mode. Bob, you got an update on what happened there with the driver of that 22 car?
Yeah, basically, he came down pit road and parked it. And I just walked up and I said, Tommy, what happened? And it was just one of these simple things, bad break for them. The rule is if you don't have a spotter on the spotter stand, you can't stay out on the racetrack. And unfortunately for him and that team, the spotter's battery died. And because of that, there's no communication from the spotter to the driver, and that's why he was given the black flag.
I think maybe there were a couple buddies up there that they could go borrow a battery off of.
Hey, there's no friends in modified racing, okay?
Oh, I see. Well, in
There
the
we
super
go.
late model world, somebody would have bummed him a battery, right? No, but tough way to end the day right there for Tommy Sikulski after that spin that brought out the first caution flag of the night. But in any case, the car's in one piece, so that's a good sign, right?
4 to go. This race went green for a long time, and a lot of passing taking place, especially for this guy right here, Paulie Hartwig, from 6th to 1st. We've had a few yellows here in the late going. The last thing you want as a leader when you're so dominant and so good on restarts is to have another one to try to stay dominant on. Got a pit stop, Bob.
Annabeth Barnes-Crum is on pit road, just making some adjustments, preparing that race car for the rest of the week. And Justin Link, who helped Jimmy Blewett last night, kind of calling the shots here for Annabeth. He's at the front of the car. Her husband is the jackman here right now, Jake Crum. And both Annabeth and Jake Crum, they met at the racetrack years ago. They have kids. They've started a family together. But Annabeth is certainly really good behind the wheel. Doesn't have a lot of experience, just one season in a 602 modified, but we're expecting big things out of her in the Southeast this year.
Pit stop complete for one of our multiple 12 cars. We also have Nick Bear in a 12. We have Cody Norman in a 12. So a few of those, a popular number for the 602 division as we clean up a little bit more. And moments away from getting this field realigned. Hopefully we'll double them up next time around. 4 laps from the finish. 602 modifieds. Sportsman drivers getting buckled in and ready to go for their race coming up next.
So my grandparents were scorers back in the day up at our home tracks there in Northwest Ohio, Southeast Michigan, and there were 2 things that my grandmother did not like. That was multiple cars with the same number and black cars with black numbers.
Oh, yeah.
And we see that. That's commonplace.
Yellow
now.
cars with
Right.
yellow numbers,
Absolutely.
or yellow car with an orange number,
Right.
Stuff that's very hard to see.
And now you would have 4 cars with the same number, and they're all black with black numbers. It doesn't matter.
I've done a little line scoring, and what I don't like line scoring, midgets. The
Really
numbers
hard.
are like the size of an index card.
Right.
For those things.
Really hard to do. 1 to go given here. We're going to double them up and give the 1 to go here on the same lap. So I believe I saw Paulie Hartwig to the outside, and indeed my check down into turn one does confirm that. So Jack Hanley to the inside. Skip Flores electing the outside lane for this restart. He'll have James Blewett to his inside. So again, anything can happen as we come back to green on this restart. Looks like the light's back out on the pace car, so we'll go at least one more lap.
So we've seen Hartwig perfect on the outside lane for 2 restarts. Let's see if Hanley can time it up better. He knows he had no chance to battle with him that time. Does he try to time this one up better? Maybe lay back just a slight bit, though you're not supposed to, but lay back a slight bit, get on the throttle a little bit, just so you can try to time it up a little bit better over in 4, because Hartwig has been very good on his couple of attempts on the outside lane.
And he's been very unpredictable in that restart box as well. He's gone at different spots inside that restart box every time. So it's kind of hard to get the jump on somebody who hasn't been very consistent where he hits the button. So pace car going to pull off this time around. Paulie Hartwig and Jack Hanley up on the front row. James Blewett and Skip Flores back there in row 2. What's going to happen? 4 to go. Coming back to green this time around.
That time it was the 49 of Hanley actually about a nose ahead, but here comes Hartwig into turn 1. Clears him again, another great restart for the youngster. Goes a little bit high in 1 and 2, doesn't matter. Clears him off of turn 2. Back out front is Paulie Hartwig the third. Flores to the inside of Hanley for the second spot.
Flores was your second fastest qualifier today. He's trying to get up there and challenge the quick qualifier. Paulie Hartwig the third, 3 to go. James Blewett to the inside of Eric Zay, still battling inside the top 5.
Zay right up against the wall, keeps the nose out there, and then has it taken away by Blewett down in turn 3. 2 to go this time for Hartwig leading the way, and a few cars out front breaking away from the 73 of Blewett, running 4th, and a big pack behind him.
This gaggle battling for the final spots up in the top 5 and just outside the top 5. There's Papin in the yellow, number 3. He's getting a shove from LeCicero in the 27 car. Coming back to the white flag, Paulie Hartwig the third, the 14-year-old looking at the white flag. Final time, he's got 2 car lengths on Jack Hanley Jr. down the backstretch.
He's won some big races in his career in a number of different places. Tonight, New Smyrna Speedway for the youngster at 14 years of age. Breaks into the World Series win column, Paulie Hartwig the third.
Jack Hanley across in second. Skip Flores coming across in third. James Blewett, Eric Zay rounding out the top 5. An excellent 25-lap feature event, and what could end up being a historic night. Everybody looking at Paulie Hartwig III as perhaps the next big superstar to come out of modified racing. He hasn't even really run a tour-type modified race just yet. Everybody highly anticipating this young man, and here he is, his first career World Series start, first career World Series victory.
Hartwig continues to impress at a very young age. Picked up a Smart Mod Tour win in 2025, so he has a little bit of experience, obviously, behind the wheel of some powerful modifieds as well, but he's running the 602 class here at the World Series, and he claims a win in his first start at New Smyrna Speedway, and he'll celebrate in victory lane. His dad coming up to the window to celebrate as well. Bob?
Yeah, it's a big celebration here. This is an emotional family. Mom coming down here as well. Paul Hartwig, as we mentioned 1 year ago, retired from racing, coming up and giving a hat to Paulie Hartwig. Paulie going to be getting out of this race car momentarily, and this is one happy bunch down here. This is a big deal. He's pumped up inside that race car, and I remember when he won at Hickory Motor Speedway in a tour-type modified with a Smart Modified Tour. That was an impressive run. He beat Luke Baldwin in that race, and everybody knew right then and there that Paulie Hartwig III is going to be a star in this sport. He was so excited here today before the race. He got that video out. Remember, after practice today, that car smoking on pit road, oil all over the place underneath the hood, and now he's in victory lane. Here comes Paulie Hartwig. Paulie Hartwig III, a winner at New Smyrna Speedway. and hugs from dad to son. Those are some pretty hard hugs, too. Paulie might have a bruise or two on his back there. But, Paulie, you crushed the hood on that race car, by the way. Take a look at this. Holy smokes. Got to bang that back up there. But, Paulie, what does it mean to now win here at New Smyrna Speedway?
Man, waiting about 3 years to, to race this race and coming to the World Series since my dad raced, it's pretty cool. But, we fought a car all day. We had troubles in practice, and I showed you. So, I think we just lost it right there. So, these guys gave me a great car. Coming here with double duty, I know it's a lot. So, we showed these guys, and, it's pretty cool, racing this thing on iRacing, practicing and stuff. So, that definitely helped a lot. And running here in real life is really cool in front of these fans, too. So, that's cool.
Some momentum now, too, for you going into the Tour-type modified races. Is that going to give you some momentum right there that you're going to be able to transfer?
Yeah, I think we're just starting the week so far really good, and we got way more to go. So, hopefully we, keep the momentum rolling, and we'll see what we got during the week. And now I got to thank my mom, my dad, Bobby, CJ, Lil Wayne, Maddie, my pop, Joe. I got to thank all my sponsors. Paving, Jersey Shore Contracting, Haitian Old Landscaping, Morgantini Race Engines, LaJoy Seeds, Professional Therapists, Jersey Shore Contracting, and everybody else from Morgantini. And, everybody else that helps.
I want to know, though, from your dad, because, Paul, you retired last year, and you said you were going to dedicate yourself to your son. You did, a winner in the Smart Mods, and now a winner at New Smyrna in the 602s. That spotlight that you thrust upon him paid off.
I ain't going to be cocky, but where's Keith Rocco this year with that 16 missile? But anyhow, we're here. It took one shot. I told you if he was behind the wheel, we'd have it, and we did it on the first shot.
Absolutely. The New Jersey Speedsters get the job done here at the World Series, guys.
Definitely did. It'll be fun to watch that 73 over the next few nights. Running 3 of the next 4 nights, the 602 modifieds. Some longer distance affairs mixed in. Tonight, a short sprint to the finish at just 25 laps. Second place run was strong as well for the Hanley number 49, making his first World Series start. His brother, again, has run several times, Max, and has, in fact, claimed to win. But today, it was Jack Hanley Jr. bringing home second, Bob.
Absolutely, but if you take a look at the race car, look, it says Max Hanley on there. The brothers are really good, and especially here at New Smyrna Speedway. So almost, my mom used to say, it's only good in horseshoes and hand grenades. But at the same time, second place puts a smile on your face. Why?
Yeah, definitely. It was a good night. Paulie's great. Might have to protest his birth certificate. I'm not sure if he's old enough. But, yeah, I can't complain with second place, man. We had a rough day. And I know the car's fast. My brother's had a lot of good runs here. So we just stuck to what we know, and here we are again on the podium.
How'd you have a rough day after a good run here tonight?
I don't know how to set the throwout bearing. My brother says he does. He don't know how to set it. By the 4th or 5th try, we got it.
You got it. Now, how does it set you up for the rest of the week in this class? Because you still have a lot more racing to go to try to get into victory lane.
Yeah, tonight was a great first night just to lay the foundation. And now tonight I can kind of look at the nitty-gritty and hopefully fine-tune it and get that extra spot tomorrow.
You gotta love the Hanley boys. Good here today.
I hope my fiance's listening. It's 1 month till we get married, and I can't wait.
Oh, boy. Look at that. Are you ready for that?
I'm ready. I've been ready.
All right, maybe you can give her a gift and go to victory lane this week. Indeed, the Hanley boys, as I said, colorful characters, and another colorful character finishes on the podium. He was our last-minute report before the race here tonight. You're looking good out there. By the way, nice uniform, I have to say. I've never seen it in person. You're looking good. But what do you think about this podium run here tonight, Skip?
Hey, it was great. Frankie Caprera keeps us looking good with this Epic Air Hot Rod. But, yeah, it's fun. I've never been here before. Never really run 602s much, so we're learning. I think we missed it on the tires a little bit, but shout out to my guys, Dylan Rogers, and everybody that put this thing together, man. We got here well loaded with 20 minutes to spare. We had some troubles parking this morning. 20 minutes to spare before practice, and it just shows the preparation. We were fast in practice, qualified second, and able to run third, and we learned a lot. And, man, I feel like if I wasn't even going to race till like 2 weeks ago. I'm like, I have this modified. If I'm a real racer, you got to be like the Richie Evans, the Teddy Christophers, the Mario Fioris of the world, and bring your modified down to Smyrna. So since I was in the booth with you last night, I said, I'm pulling this race car down there, too. We're going to have some fun.
I saw a couple of oh my moments from you. I saw that car sideways off of 4. I think sideways going into 1. Was it fun?
Oh, it was a blast. Yeah, you got to drive these things, man. these cars don't have a lot of motor. I got a TQ midget last week that's like so much power to weight ratio, and these are, you know, you got all about momentum and keeping them going. So when you commit the throttle, sometimes you got a cowboy her up to the fence and you don't want to lift because it just kills your whole straightaway. But so much fun, so cool to go around this place. Really cool to park on that front stretch here.
Good job by Ryan Flores, a third place run here tonight, and a great looking white knightish type car here. That's what they called his modified earlier this year at Bowman Gray Stadium. Hey, just want to update you from last night too. The NASCAR Wheel Modified Tour race. We saw a hard hit for the 99 on the backstretch during a caution, and that was Sammy Ramo. I've been texting back and forth with Sammy all night. He's actually been in the hospital getting checked out, and he texted me and he said, hey, you go ahead and let everybody know because we wanted to wish him well. A broken elbow and a concussion for Sammy Ramo. He says he's going to be out of the seat for a little while, but we're wishing you a very speedy recovery, Sammy.
Yeah, that was a crazy hard hit. Great update there. Could have been a lot worse with the impact that he took on the back straightaway. The Sportsman 60-lap feature up next here at the World Series of Asphalt Stock Car Racing. Night 3. Still 2 races to go.
Impact Race Gear is your source for custom race shirts. We are certain that you will see the same things that hundreds of racetracks, teams, organizations, and manufacturers have already discovered. When it comes to quality and service, we simply can't be beat. We are not one of those here today, gone tomorrow print shops. Impact Race Gear has been trusted for years by racers all across the country. Give your fans and sponsors what they deserve. Simply awesome race shirts. Visit us online at impactracegear.com to learn more and start your order today.
This isn't just a shop. It's where racers build products for racers with blood, sweat, and gears. At Buzzy Racing, we know what's at stake because we race too. From rear-end rebuilds and tube straightening to dyno-tested steering boxes and transmission overhauls, we don't just fix it, we build it like it's our own. Family-owned, track-proven, built with purpose, built to win.
The Engine Shop at the legendary garage is proud to carry the winning tradition of the progressive spec engine into the future. Proven power from smart modifieds to super late models. Built for reliability, designed to save teams money. Expect a long service life of winning power. The progressive spec engine. Reliable, proven, racer approved. Find the Engine Shop online at thelegendarygarage.com.
Sportsmen are lined up on pit road for their second and final night of their week here at the World Series. So third feature of the night. We have after that the E-Mods for their chance to get a little limelight during the World Series. Here's the race recap, the highlights from the 602 mods. Opening start, some sparks flying. Everybody was able to continue there. Here's a battle up front early on.
Eric Zay looked really strong in the early going. There he got a shove from Paulie Hartwig, the third. Paulie on the march to the front of the field.
Hartwig made the moves quickly from his sixth starting position, went on to claim the victory, his first win in his first start at the World Series of Asphalt. Was just a little too young a year ago, or he'd have been racing down here as well. He's going to be competing the NASCAR Wheel and Modified Tour once he gets old enough and turns 15 years of age here in the near future. Sports will be rolling off to the racetrack in moments. It will be a 30-lap feature here at the World Series.
Got your lucky jersey?
Haven't washed it since the win streak started.
Nature Made vitamins?
On it.
Nature Made is made to care for fans on game day and every day.
Touchdown!
Nature Made, the #1 pharmacist recommended vitamin and supplement brand.
Help is on the way. Even if the way is covered with boulders. Even if the nearest hospital is 45 miles away. Even if the stakes couldn't be higher. No matter where. No matter when. No matter how far or how bad it is out there. Help is on the way.
I checked Allstate first and saved hundreds on my car insurance. Unfortunately, I did not check my outfit before meeting my girlfriend's family. Yeah. So check Allstate first, and you can save hundreds.
room for success in the neighborhood. Big Face Coffee is all about community. This isn't a transaction-based thing. I would hope one day when we open up so many, everybody's coming, oh, we got something new in our neighborhood, this is ours. They're showing up for that. And the love, I promise you, it will be reciprocated.
The sportsmen have rolled to the racetrack for their 30-lap feature event tonight. As they race for their second and final time, they competed a couple of nights ago where Blake Klauser picked up the feature victory. Qualifying earlier tonight for the sportsman cars, rather, Matthew LaFrade was fastest. Teenage driver at just 14 years of age. He drew the 3-pill, putting himself in the third starting spot. As we look at the lineup, Matthew Green out of Orlando starting on the pole. Blake Klauser, the winner and top qualifier from a couple nights ago, starts in second spot. There's LaFrade, the top qualifier, 14 years of age, starting third. Palmer Haig starts outside of row 2.
Cody Struble alongside Rice Robinson out of Wilson, Wyoming. In row 3, Jared Corby out of nearby Osteen, Florida, alongside Daytona Beach, Florida's Dylan LeBeau round out the 8 cars that are here. And before we go green flag racing, I gotta ask Bob down on pit road. Bob, you comfortable with this score going into the final quarter? It's 12-0, my man. Are they going to be able to make it happen?
Charlie, I thought I liked you. Oh my, yes. I just looked at the phone that Kevin has down here on pit road, and I'm like, oh, still 12-0. But JSN is out for the Seahawks. But it doesn't matter if the Patriots can't muster up enough offense to get it done. So who knows? But more importantly, we got a good run here. And if you take a look at that 15 car, going to be very, very fast here tonight. And if you look at that race car and what it appears to be around pit road and so forth, somebody good is working on that. And Adam and I talked about this a little bit. Jason Boyd has been a big figure around this area for a real long time. His entire family has for a very long time. He was a winner here in the past, and he sets up a lot of race cars around this area, and that is one good one. So I think, having as a teenager somebody like Jason Boyd in your camp, very important as you set your sights on some great runs and some maybe great victories here during the World Series action.
He's got a fast race car. The other night, they had engine problems, changed engines, didn't get to qualify, started 8th, came through the field in a short-distance race, came up and battled for the win in the late going with Blake Klauser. Klauser ended up picking up the victory, and now they start up front, side by side, getting ready to go green this next time by.
You can see it's cooled off here a little bit. The moisture in the air, a little condensation inside the rear windows of these race cars. That'll disappear as the temperatures build up inside the car. The air movement starts to build up a little bit, but definitely cooled off, and that marine layer has settled in as we get set to go racing. 30 laps the distance. LaPrade and Klauser on the front row. Green flag up. We're racing here for the Sportsman Division.
Originally, the 44 of Green was scheduled to start on a pole, but he has been now relegated to the tail of the field. See if he's able to come through, and that's why we have the top 2 on the front row that we do. LaFrade moved up to the pole position. Despite fast time, he's running well in the bottom lane of turns 3 and 4, and will lead the first of 30. And as I mentioned that, you can see on the back of the screen, the 44 of Green has spun around and brings out the yellow.
Yeah, I think that may be called a complete restart. We'll have to see how the officials up here in the tower determine that one, but there is Matthew Green, the 44 car. Didn't look like he made any contact with anything. Just got sideways over there in the center of turns 3 and 4, so he will tag onto the tail end of the field, and hopefully we'll get things back underway here in short order. It's still showing maybe 1 lap in the books there, so I think we're going to let that first lap stand.
I think we might have been able to get most of the field across before a couple at the back of the field spun down in 3 and 4. So See another car slow on the bottom of the racetrack, and that's the 88 car of Dylan LeBeau, who may have also been involved. One lap in. We'll take a look at the replay of what just took place to bring out our first yellow in the sports and watch towards the back of the field from our turn 3 camera. As, the white and black machine involved, Race Robinson and Matthew Green. Yeah, Robinson just came off the yellow line just a little bit down in turn 3, and they bumped tires. Racing deal, nothing intentional there. You see him go down into 3. You won't be able to see the bottom lane here that well, but he does come off the bottom just a little bit. They bump tires, spin around. No harm done, really. They don't lose any positions. They're running at the back of the field with a long way to go. 29 laps from the finish. Pace car will roll pit side, and LaPrade and Klauser will bring the field over to 4 to the starting box, where we will go green. Once again, in the Sportsman feature event, pretty equal start. In turn number 4, who will take the lead out of 2.
Klauser trying to keep alongside LaPrade there through turns 1 and 2, but LaPrade really getting the car through the center of turns 1 and 2 very well. He'll jump out to the lead. Battle on now for the 5th position. There's Matthew Green to the inside of, I believe that's the Cody Struble machine right there, the battle on for 5th.
First and second 2 nights ago in this division was Blake Klauser and Matthew LaPrade. LaPrade finished second after coming from the back. We watch now the 151 of Jared Corby running the outside. Green running the inside lane. A couple of local drivers competing in the Sportsman.
Green to the inside of that car, a little starty. Diving to the bottom of the racetrack there into turns 1 and 2, but Corpy keeping the 151 wound up in that outside lane. He pulled alongside and stuck the nose out up front, but there's Green to the bottom side. He's got the preferred groove. He's going to take over that position.
Green, if the car is hooked up, and he made the top 3 in qualifying, but was relegated to the tail of the field for the start of this one. It looks like Dylan LeBeau's problems continue. He dropped low and let the leaders go around. You see the lead building for the youngster. We've just seen a teenage driver of 14 years of age find victory lane, and Matthew LaPrade says, I want to do the same at 14 years of age. The youngster's doing well tonight.
LaPrade driving away from Blake Klauser, the young man that won here on Friday night. His dad, Rich Klauser, in action in the Bomber B's as well. Had perhaps the save of the week. I thought he was going to go headlong into the outside wall there in that big old number 63 car, but he made a terrific save. And right now, Blake watching the 15 car get a little smaller out front. Driving off into the distance, Matthew LaPrade stretching the advantage now. 0.8 of a second, making 0.9 of a second to lead over Blake Klauser in second.
LaPrade hooked up. Hooked up again 2 nights ago and made the passes to get up there to challenge Klauser. Ran out of time at the end. The car was good on the long run on Friday night. He can cruise a little bit here. He doesn't have to force his way, make passes, work real hard to get to the front. He's already there, and we watched the second place car of Klauser settling in. He might be saving a little bit right now, too. It's early on in this 30-lap race, closing on the 1/3 mark of the event, though. We saw moments ago the 88 of Dylan LeBeau, the Daytona Beach, Florida driver, in the 88 car coming pit side. It was with a broken axle. Reason for him falling out of the event.
Yeah, tough break for Dylan LeBeau. I know anytime these local drivers get a chance to come down here and compete with some of these travelers here during the World Series, it's a big deal. I mean, tough way to end a very short night here for Dylan LeBeau with the number 88. There's a good look at Palmer Haig. Good qualifying run for the driver, the number 55, settled into the 3rd position. Very interesting looking race car in a field full of interesting race cars. I love the narrow cockpit bodywork on that number 55 car.
Haig also moving up into Pro Late model action. We'll see a little more of him possibly this week in Pro Late competition. Palmer Haig, a 19-year-old driver and the Sportsman Champion and Rookie of the Year in 2024 in this class here at Smyrna Speedway. Right now, he's running in the 3rd spot. Here's the 19 of Struble, Cody Struble, 20 years of age, out of Inverness, Florida. Street Stock feature winner at Showtime in 2025 gets a lot of action there. Racing here at New Smyrna for the first time this week, and a beautiful number 19 car.
Yeah, love the black cars with those fluorescent numbers on the side. He's going to be feeling some heat here from Matthew Green in that 44 car here momentarily. Green doing a good job recovering from that initial lap spin. Obviously got himself a fast race car, qualified up in the top 3 here tonight, but did have to drop to the tail of the field for the start. Green trying to track down Cody Struble to take over the 4th position as we will be seeing the cross flags halfway home here next time by.
15 down, 15 to go as the leader comes out of turn 4. Matthew LaPrade still continues to have a strong lead at the front of the field of 1.2 seconds. Watching as Matthew Green has moved into the top 5 from starting last and is going after Struble for 4th. One final feature yet to go after this one, the 35-lapper for the E-Mods. I mentioned for the E-Mods, it's their only chance to race here during the World Series. Another one of the regular weekly division classes that compete here at New Smyrna Speedway during the season.
You have a lot of pro late model racing action yet to come, and a couple of big nights for ASA Stars National Tour late models, super late models here the next couple of nights, but a very modified heavy schedule to round out the week here. We'll have 5 straight nights of tour type modified action, the 602s in action the next couple of nights, next few nights as well. Florida modifieds, and then on Saturday night, final night of the World Series, we'll have the modifieds of Mayhem Tour here in action with us tonight. So a lot of open wheel modified action yet to come throughout the duration of the World Series.
Watching Matthew Green now, running in the 5th position. Green, familiar face here at the World Series in New Smyrna Speedway. 10th place in the Sportsman points during the regular season of 2025, but he's been a front runner in a number of divisions, including Florida Modifieds in recent years. Just can't quite close on the 4th place car of Struble, both running different lanes, trying out different grooves around the racetrack. Struble running 4th, and about a lane off the bottom, and Green running right against the bottom down in turn 1.
Struble stretching that advantage out just a little bit. That car starting to handle a little bit better, while I think Matthew Green starting to lose the handle just a little bit as we wind in towards the finish here. Just 10 to go in the second and final Sportsman feature event of the 2026 World Series, the 60th running of the World Series of Asphalt here at New Smyrna Speedway.
And Green is now closing once again on the 4th place car of Struble, as both have searched around trying to find the quickest way to get around to take advantage of one another here. LaPrade, meanwhile, out front with a 1.7 second lead, so his lead continues to build slowly over the opening night winner Blake Clauser. So nothing to really talk too much about up front. Closest battle on the racetrack is for the 4th on the right side of the screen. You see the lead left side of the screen that Matthew LaPrade has put on Blake Clauser. Blake Clauser runs a little bit of dirt track action, a little bit of asphalt action. He's been a feature winner and champion in his young racing career.
LaPrade doing everything he's supposed to do here tonight. Stretching out that lead. 1.8 seconds last time around.
LaPrade came to the Snowball Derby this year, competed in the modified division, finishing 6th, and that's a talented field of modifieds that race during the Snowball Derby, as are all of the other divisions. You draw some of the best from across the country, not just in the super late models and pro late models, for that first week of December.
And LaPrade now almost a full straightaway advantage over Blake Clauser in second. Palmer Haig tagging on in 3rd, and they've opened up almost a half a track over this battle for 4th and 5th. Struble in that black, number 19. He has the advantage over Matthew Green in the 44. 4 to go this time around. Very fast-paced sportsman 30-lap main event.
Just the one yellow slowing the pace on the first lap of the race. LaPrade with 3 laps to go. 27 down now. Both of the cars racing for 4th and 5th. Bottom of the racetrack in turn 3 as they go across the bumps. Cars right down on the asphalt surface. Sparks flying. And Struble popsicle still able to hold off one of the track regulars in Matthew Green. The popsicle sticks this time. 2 to go for Matthew LaPrade.
Struble with a comfortable 5-car length advantage as we jump back up to the front of the field. Matthew LaPrade working his way off a turn 4. White flag in the air. Ralph Miller signifying the final time around for Matthew LaPrade. No pressure at all off the back bumper, working his way cleanly down the backstretch. He's got 2 more corners, and he will be looking at his first trip to victory lane here in the 2026 World Series of Asphalt. Matthew LaPrade picking up the win in the Sportsman feature finale.
Blake Clauser second, Palmer Haig third. Struble will hang on to fourth. Matthew Green crosses the line in that 5th spot. Corpy, Robinson, LeBeau, and Becker not making the start in the 71 tonight was listed on our starting lineup. He was involved in the crash down in 3 and 4 just a couple of nights ago. Well, this young man's impressive too. So back-to-back races, 14-year-olds finding victory lane during the World Series. And we see plenty of teenage drivers on the entry list every year. It's a great place to get experience, great place to get your name known, get some attention in front of a national and I guess international audience during the World Series here on Flow Racing. So LaPrade to celebrate. And the Jason Boyd prepared number 15 car. Really sharp race car he has. The E-Mods are lining up. Here's some engines rumbling down in the pits, so they're getting fired up and ready to go for their 35-lap feature. The 3rd night of racing during the World Series of Asphalt Stock Car Racing.
Bob's getting himself down in position, and I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but it's gotten worse for his Patriots here in the last couple of moments. Now 19-0. I don't know if Bob needs to hear that before we throw it down to victory lane or not, but I don't think the Seahawks are going to be able to pull this one out. But the dominant performance.
The Seahawks will be up.
I mean, the Patriots. I think the Seahawks will
got it. I'll take that bet.
But a dominant performance for this young man down in victory lane as well, as we'll send it down trackside to Bob in victory lane.
Matthew LaPrade talking to Jason Boyd in victory lane. 14 years old, and you win here on the 2nd night of the World Series. How does that feel?
It's amazing. I woke up with 105 fever this morning, but glad I chose to race. Obviously, we had a really fast car. I can't thank the whole Hoy Technology group enough. They put so much work into this car throughout the weekend, and after that motor failure on Friday night, I feel like I would have had the race won if I didn't make a mistake there on the lap 8, but I can't thank them enough. I can't thank my sponsor, I can't thank Big Lunch Farms enough, but they put so much work in this car over the past week. I can't thank them.
I know this is going to make him feel much better. Woke up sick this morning, but LaPrade in victory lane, guys.
LaPrade, great run, smooth, never made a mistake, kept pulling away and did it consistently and didn't overdrive the car. It was there at the end and ended up winning by 2.4 seconds over Blake Clauser, who won 2 nights ago. It's been awesome to see about 5 to 10 more sportsmen out there and put on a good race. They actually had a pretty exciting race 2 nights ago. Tonight, though, with the fast cars starting at the front, just didn't pay off excitement-wise, but it was a clean race, and congratulations to Matthew LaPrade on claiming the victory. 2nd place was Blake Clauser. 1st and 2nd, not too bad this week.
Absolutely. Good start to Speed Weeks for you. 2nd place run here tonight. Where did he have you beat?
Just through the center, man. I had good forward drive off. I had to wait that extra second to get it cut up off the bottom, and he was just to the floor a second before me, and that's just where he had us beat. But we'll get it better. We'll come back and
So what can you do to make your car a little bit better to compete with his?
I don't know. We tried a bunch of stuff today. Obviously Friday night we got the win, but he was coming, so we knew we had our work cut out for us. So we tried some stuff with the right front. Across the whole front end, we just tried to get that cut. We just couldn't get it out of it. That little bit of a snug through the center. So I don't know. We'll go to work. I'm sure. My dad and David Gould, they'll come up with some ideas, and we'll be right with that 15 here soon.
We'll see what you do the rest of the week. Absolutely. Good run here for a former champion. I want to talk to you a little bit, Palmer Haig. 3rd place run on here tonight. You're smiling, so you're not, disappointed in it.
Yeah, I'm not disappointed. This is our first time being out here by ourselves. I'm learning a lot of time to, what I need to change with this car, what it likes, what it doesn't like, and I'm just happy with all our crew guys coming out and working their tails off on this car. I mean, we were changing as much as we could. Every time we hit the track, there was something that we needed to change, but I can't thank my Hurricane Racing crew, RFD Motorsports crew. I can't thank them enough, but I'm not disappointed. I'm pretty happy. I mean, third place, one of the best buddies, Blake Clouser, up in front, and a pretty good car. I mean, I won a championship in that car up front. I mean, I know that car in and out, but I'm happy to be out here.
Happy to be out here. Still got racing to go. Take a look at this machine, too. Guys, these are just cool-looking race cars.
Yeah, we talked about it. They look a lot like the race cars that we grew up with.
I love them.
You in Northwest Ohio, and then Indiana, and me in Eastern Ohio. Those cars had a little more power and a little more tire than these cars, but very similar looking. We like to watch them as the sportsmen finish tonight with Matthew LaPre claiming his first World Series victory. 35 laps for the E-Mods next on Flow Racing.
Do you want free internet? Forever? You got it. Really. We mean it. Spectrum is offering free fiber-powered internet forever. Want it? Just call this number and switch 4 mobile lines to Spectrum for a lifetime of internet you never pay for. It's not a trial. It's an unprecedented offer. So we'll say it again. Free fiber-powered internet forever. Have you called yet? Because your internet is forever. This ad ends now.
It's the NBA on Prime pregame, presented by CarMax.
This is gonna be fun.
Catch exclusive game night coverage with our expert crew. Tough competitive teams on the floor with a new score. Before every game night, only on Prime.
Raise a Rocher. It's a romance written in the stars. Celebrate this Valentine's Day. Raise a Rocher.
One thing I've noticed about football fans is they all talk like the players can actually hear them. Proud of you. But when you have Geico insurance...
Who cares about the game?
There you go, that's how you run inside zone.
Anything for you guys.
It feels good to be heard. It feels good to Geico.
It's time to rethink what a complete multivitamin can do. Like support you as you navigate a new country. Taking Centrum Silver daily is clinically proven to help slow cognitive aging in older adults. You did it.
Booking.com has all kinds of stays because some want a house in the desert. Others do not. Find exactly what you're booking for. Booking.com, booking.yeah.
Hi, Susan. Honey.
Yeah?
I respect that, but that cough looks pretty bad. Try this Robitussin, honey.
The only brand with True Source certified honey.
Mind if I root through your trash?
The powerful cough relief you need.
Robitussin.
The E-Mods are lined up along pit road, a small but hardy field to finish up night 3 of the World Series of Asphalt Stock Car Racing. 35 laps they will go. Final Sunday evening event. Saw some decent racing, especially in the 602s tonight. We're excited to see them a few times over the next 4 nights. Excited to see the Tour Type Modifieds come back in. And we're not going to see Matt Hirschman like we have,
which is a shame
because he's concentrating on the Wheel and Modified Tour. But watch those guys battle for a championship. And there's going to be opportunities for maybe a couple more wins for those guys.
I think so.
Without Hirschman being out there in the favorite each and every night, and there's going to be a strong field over the next 5 nights, starting tomorrow night, for that World Series championship.
Well, Bob, I was busting on you for your Patriots. Now they've got a touchdown, so they're kind of back in it. And worse than that, I blew the punchline to the joke, man.
Yeah, so you're saying there's still a chance.
There's still a chance.
Okay, you did blow it. Adam called you out on it. Wait, listen, this is a great broadcast. We got a great production team here as well. Really appreciate the job they do, because for you guys calling, you guys have been entertaining up there, but they provide the pictures and stuff. They're doing a great job. But yes, 19.7, so not so fast, my friend, okay, in honor of Lee Corso. There's still a chance for the Patriots, even though it's diminishing, and there's like 11 minutes left in the game.
That's still a long time in pro football, and it's 2 touchdowns. Anything can happen. We've seen stranger things happen. We've seen stranger things happen here this week, so good luck to the Patriots here, the final 12 and a half minutes.
You know, we'll see what happens. Maybe by the end of the E-Mods, we'll know. And Adam and I did a little investigating on these E-Mods here today. Really good division that New Smyrna has here. It's not affordable. Nothing in racing is affordable, but this is in a more affordable way to break into racing.
Good way to get some experience, less horsepower because the engines are either a built engine with a tight rules package on how much you can put into it, or you can run the 602 option in these E-Mods, and it's a small field, but they run on a full-time basis here. And tonight, we're going to go 35 laps for their chance to shine as they're part of the World Series.
So 6 cars will line up for 35, hopefully quick laps here in the 4th and final feature event of night number 3. Still 6 nights yet to come. Hard to believe we're a third of the way through.
Top qualifier, Carson May starts on the outside of row 1. It was a 2 invert. May starts on the outside of Dylan Sale. A couple of local drivers. Carson May is the son of Brad May. He did his first ever race during the World Series a year ago, 7th in this year's points, and he did win in the race they had in January here at the track.
So a lot of high expectations there. Dalton Simons, Jonathan Menenga back there in row 2, Michael Say, and Timothy Rushing. All of these drivers from hometowns here within 30 minutes or so of New Smyrna Speedway. Very localized division. There's the number 16 car on the racetrack. That's Menenga in that number 16. Good-looking number 14 car there for Dalton Simons. Of course, the Simons name very well known here at New Smyrna Speedway.
Jerry Simons having a couple of sons, Chase and Dalton racing in a couple of classes here during the week at the World Series. We'll see Jerry with the Florida Modifieds when they come in later this week in a tighter schedule for the Florida Modifieds, and we've got a lot of drivers coming from out of state, Michigan, Ohio, and Indiana, making the trek south to enjoy some warmer weather and race with the Florida Modifieds later this week. And then on Saturday, the Mods of Mayhem coming up to race, and there's going to be a field of over 20 cars expected for Saturday's feature event.
And those cars will put on a really good show here. The increased car count that the Touring Series will bring with that, I expect a very entertaining Modifieds of Mayhem on Saturday evening as we get the 1 to go signal. So we're going to double them up and get separate 35 lap sprint to the finish.
Pace car lights are out, and we're going to bring them around at green this time. Carson May, the top qualifier from earlier in that number 10 car, won the race on family night on January 17th. So we'll see if he can go back-to-back at the start of his 2026 season. His dad, Brad, having just a rough start of it here at this World Series week, but in typical Brad May fashion earlier, gave a great interview and was calm, and he just knows these type of things can happen. His son Carson May takes the lead at the green, and not a lot of tires on these cars, so despite the lack of horsepower, they slide all over the place and beating and banging already in turn 1.
Dylan Sale getting the jump. He'll take the lead down the backstretch. Carson May will slot into second.
Kind of sailed it into turn 1 and up the track, and 8 tires better than 4 in that situation, and now Carson May can go back after him. The front of the field, Sale, with a body on that car that looks a lot more like the bodies of old when these E-Mods kind of first came out.
Not so exotic looking on that number 12 car for sure. As there's Carson May. They're going to get together over there in turns 3 and 4, and around goes Dylan Sale, and that will put us under the caution flag for the first time here tonight.
Carson May saw the opening on the bottom for just a brief moment, and that opening closed up down in turns 3 and 4, and around goes Dylan Sale. The top 2 qualifiers now will be, I believe, relegated to the tail for a restart. We've got 1 lap complete, 34 laps to go. Back up too much further.
And there is Carson May. It's been a frustrating week for Carson's dad, Brad. He's been involved in a couple of incidents in the pro late model. The super late model started off the week really well with fast time as we're going to take a quick look at what happened over there in turns 3 and 4.
Got to the inside, and Sale closed the door. Really nothing that Carson May did wrong there. Sale missed his entry in turn 3, opened up the whole bottom, and he knew he had to get back to the bottom, and when he did, Carson May was already sticking his nose in there. So an unfortunate break for really both drivers, as they will both be going to the tail for the restart, but they have fast race cars, and I think they can race from the back. We might have ourselves a little entertainment over the next several laps.
Yeah, we'll see just how fast that number 10 car is. He's going to have to start from the tail of the 6-car field here on this restart.
Getting them realigned. They've yet to choose, not choosing this time. Final race of the night.
So that will put Dalton Simons to the front of the field in the number 14. Jonathan Menengo will move up into the second position.
About time to see a lot of super late model action the next couple nights, too. Tomorrow, practice. And then the all-important Hamke Pole qualifying for the Appalachian Sucker Punch ASA Stars National Tour as they go to the racetrack and try to set the field for the Clyde Hart Memorial on Tuesday, a 200-lap race Tuesday night. But tomorrow they practice and qualify. A field of nearly 40 expected to try to lock into the show. And it's going to be a lot of fun. That's a talented field. We've seen many of those super late model drivers over the first couple of nights on Friday and Saturday. But there are also a number of drivers we haven't seen race yet, like Bubba Pollard, like Stephen Nasse, like Derek Thorne. There's plenty of other talent that we haven't seen on the track yet this week that will be here tomorrow and Tuesday. We'll see qualifying live on the air tomorrow night on Flow if you can't make it to the track.
And you have to know Jade Avedizian coming into that action for the ASA Stars National Tour, full of confidence after becoming the second female ever to win a super late model race in the World Series here last night. So she will be in action as well. Cars now lined back up in double file order, coming back to green. Simons with the jump. He'll lead the field off down into turn 1.
Son of Jerry Simons, Dalton Simons into the number 1 spot. He was the leader on the restart, set the pace off of 4. Changing hands in the number 2 position, and we'll watch in 4th and 5th where Carson May and Dylan Sale try to rally back through the field after their accident on the second lap of the race.
Bubba Vanderburg looks like he's going to jump up into the second position in the number 1 car. This is the battle on 3rd, 4th, and 5th. There's the number 16, Jonathan Menenga in the 16. He's got a mirror full. That car all kinds of sideways there as he was feeling some heat from Carson May in that number 10 car.
So May's making the move now, gets back up to the inside lane, scoots by, picks up the number 3 position. So Carson May making up some ground now, takes 3rd spot away.
Car's very sketchy as they put the power down. These narrow tires not able to take all the power of these engines producing here tonight. Very sketchy. There's Dylan Sale in the 12th car trying to work his way past Menenga in the number 16. Jonathan holding on to looks to be the 4th position on the racetrack.
Racing early on in this E-Mod feature. There's the leader, 14 of Dalton Simons. Battle a little further back. Dylan Sale trying to come back through the field, has Menenga in front of him, trying to close the gap. Small field of modifies, but the drivers that went to the tail at the beginning of this race after just 1 lap was completed, Sale and May rallying through the field. May is back up to 3rd. Sale is in 5th. Trying to make up some ground as well. His trek isn't quite as quick, has a good exit of turn 4 to close the gap on the 16 of Menenga.
Menenga doing a good job keeping Dylan Sale at bay. Sale had a very fast race car, second quick qualifier here today, so that is a very fast race car. Menenga doing a really nice job as he it's all kinds of sideways there. Another great save. He was pointed directly at that outside wall for a moment. Great save there for Jonathan Menenga in the 16.
Yeah, that was almost a knockoff of the right front of that race car. Saved it at the last moment, got really free on corner entry, and chased it all the way up the track, did a nice job to keep it in one piece. Still more racing to go in this EMOD 35-lap feature. The leader, the 14 of Dalton Simons. Second place, the one ride. So we continue to knock off some laps here early on. Timing and scoring ticker is down. Racetrack losing their timing and scoring. They are line scoring the race here.
Bubba Vandervender. That's right, Bubba Vandervender. That's a cool name right there. Bubba Vandervender sitting in the second position in the number one. And boy, anybody who's done line scoring by hand knows what a task it is. Writing down the numbers of the race cars each and every lap as they come across the start-finish line. But right now, there is Dalton Simons. The Simons name synonymous with success here in the open wheel modified divisions here at New Smyrna Speedway. Right now, Dalton stretching out about making a 5-car length lead over Bubba Vandervender in that number one automobile. They've got a full straightaway advantage over Carson May. Tonight's quick qualifier sitting back in third. There is. We're going to wait. There is. We just saw flashing through the screen there the distance back. Carson May in the third position.
You see the Simons machine so far holding the Van Dievender number one behind him. Van Dievender running the bottom lane along the yellow line. There you see the 16 of Menenga back in the field. As the laps continue to click off in this EMOD 35-lap feature. Michael Say back in the field, closing on Menenga. Saw a couple of 14-year-olds in victory lane. Right now, Simons leading the way in the number 14 ride. Son of Jerry Simons, 20 years of age. Closing on halfway, got into the wall, got a little too close, despite a driver that races here on a weekly basis. Those walls can come out and bite you here. It's not a straight stretch down the front straightaway. It comes out tight out of four, then it kind of goes out, then it goes back in, and it has some character to it. And right there, catching the wall, trying to make that arch into turn one was Dalton Simons.
And that's what you need to do in these race cars. Again, very momentum-oriented. You need to get that arc as wide as you can going off into these corners. He was looking for just a couple of more inches out there to get him as wide as he could get, and he just grazed that outside wall, but it doesn't look like it's done any damage to the running gear of that race car. Still holding on a comfortable lead as he stretches towards the midway point here.
Race leader. 14 of Simons has Van Dievender closing the gap. Halfway showing this time.
In, 17 to go here in the 35-lap feature event for the E-Mods here tonight. And I think, Adam, we're going to have a race here at the front of the field.
He is closing the gap. No more mistakes for Simons, or Van Dievender will be able to pounce. I was thinking that May would be able to close, and he has not closed. He's a straightaway behind right now to the top two. Van Dievender, a little free on the bottom of the racetrack. Exit of four, he gives up a little bit of ground there to Simons.
Van Dievender doing a nice job keeping Dalton Simons in sight. 21 laps in, 14 to go here in what has been a very fast-paced E-Mod feature event. And look at this, Van Dievender closing in even more. It was about a 5-car length gap a couple of laps ago. Now making a 2-car length gap off into turn 3.
And have ourselves a race. You see the car bottom out a little bit. Oh, he gets sideways and works it. He had just closed it within a couple of car lengths. It took him forever to get to that point, and then he gives up some ground on the exit of 4. Did a nice job to save it. He's got time. Still 12 to go. Going to be 11 to go at this time. Timing and scoring is back from race officials. As we watch the top two, Dalton Simons and Bubba Van Dievender.
All that work, all that scraping and clawing to get up within a car length or two of Dalton Simons, and one slip of the race car off at turn 4 gives all that ground back up. So Van Dievender going to have to go back to work here and try to reel in Dalton Simons, with now make it 10 to go this time around.
Final 10 laps for Dalton Simons. First race in an EMOD came last year during the World Series. He ended up going on to finish 5th in the 2025 season-long standings in the EMOD class. Of course, his dad, a decorated modified competitor over the years with so many World Series wins, so many championships. The veteran driver still going at it. We'll see him later this week in the Florida Modifieds in that familiar number 66. Watching the top 2, his son's leading right now. Dalton Simons holding at number 1 at bay.
Inside of single digits in the laps remaining column, coming to 7 to go this time around. And Van Dievender doing a nice job, again, starting to close the gap. But I think, Adam, we may be running out of sand in that hourglass. May run out of time before Van Dievender is able to get there.
It's hard to run out of sand in New Smyrna Beach, Florida, but that sand is starting to run out. The time is now. If Van Dievender wants to get up there and challenge, 6 to go. 5 laps remaining next time for Dalton Simons. He's done a nice job. He's been smooth out front. I think the one's just a little bit quicker, but he's made a couple mistakes when he gets close and then he loses some ground, loses traction. If he stays smooth and steady with it, right now he is, he's got a chance with 5 to go.
It's been about 1/10 of a second quicker each of the last couple of laps. He is within a half a second. So 1/10 of a second for each of the next 5 laps. That'll put him right there, and that's exactly what we've got. So now, in addition to that, we've got some traffic to deal with here as we come to 4 to go.
Traffic does get out of the way at the last moment. Down in turn 4, Simons, the lead is as close as it's been in a long time for Van Dievender. Down within a car length now, and 3 laps to go at the line. You know that number 1 car is on edge. We've seen it get free a couple of times. It drives it in pretty deep there. You can't let it get free. It's off of turn 2, okay. Almost.
What do you say we meet our starting lineup? Let's do it. 100 laps. Again, it will be Delaware double file restart. Still 10 or less laps to go in this race. On the pole will be the current Midwest Sheep Metal Points leader in the Lucas Oil Series. The 49 out of Blairsville, Georgia. It's Jonathan Davenport, and a driver looking for a career best victory. He's in the tie, Torek number 9. Out of Mooresville, North Carolina, the Austin Green car. That is Nick Hoffman.
The only standard chassis in the field comes to us out of Mount Holly, North Carolina. It's Chris Ferguson in the 22. He starts 3rd.
Okay,
and
everybody.
Outside,
Well,
Brandon Overton. He's a former winner of this event. He will start 4th on the grid.
They will celebrate in
That's
Gainesville,
it.
Indiana, all month.